com.
Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't even good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Not this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. Welcome back from your possibly long weekend, if you had one. Hope you had a good one. Tyvis, good morning.
Good morning, T-Bone. You know what? I think I may have. Yeah, I was in a conundrum because I was losing weight, but then I ate good. But now I'm disgusted with myself.
Why are you? Don't do this.
No,
you talking about over the weekend with the holiday? You ate good?
I was in the 240s. Then I got back to the 250s.
Okay.
So but I'm trying to get to 225.
That's all right. You'll get there.
No.
Just start it. No.
No.
Tyvis, if you want it bad enough, I'm told that's all it is. As a fat man, I can tell you all the reasons why you're getting fat. Because I've been told all of them as to why I haven't lost weight. It's because I don't have enough willpower. It's because I have all these. That's all it is.
Then we celebrated my daughter's birthday, which is tomorrow. We celebrated it Saturday. She had this delicious cake from Walmart. Delicious cake.
Yeah.
I limited myself to one piece.
Walmart, that's good.
One piece.
Walmart does a good cake.
Yeah, they do.
I don't mind a Walmart cake at all. We also had a birthday. My wife's birthday was on Saturday. Her actual birthday was.
Oh,
so we were celebrating with her. We went up to see her family in Hartville is where we went. Okay. That's up in Northeast Ohio. Hartville Kitchen. It's if you've never been to this place, it is for people who like the Amish country vibe, but want still actual, amenities. It's like a mega mall for Amish stuff. All the little crafty things, all the little stuff you can buy, except they have a huge hardware store. They have a huge flea market thing, and then they have a huge restaurant where you can get all the pot roast you want, that kind of place. And so we went up there on Saturday. But yeah, you were up in Worcester, so we were right by each other.
Look at
there.
that.
Didn't even know it. But then also did the fireworks over the weekend. Hope you had a great.
I didn't see one firework. Not one.
Really?
I went to bed as I knew I would. And it's so funny because the next day I got up and got on Instagram and I see people just posting stories and I instantly thought about Dylan. He said, you know what, I'm going to just swipe, I'm going to block them all.
You got to swipe past.
It wasn't that bad on my feed this year. I don't know if I scared people with all my threats. If it was up to me, Tyvis, I wouldn't have seen any fireworks either, but my daughter wouldn't have allowed that. But what I did get as soon as I showed up to a barbecue at my friend's house is, bun eating, mother, you know what? That is the first thing that was said to me as soon as I walked into my friend Peyton's house.
Yeah, I had a nice charred hot dog with no bun, and I had a hamburger.
They had pulled pork there, and I felt shamed into eating it with a bun.
Yeah. What's wrong with the bun? You guys are insane.
You know what's wrong with a bun.
No, I don't. They taste great. It's the 4th of July. You're celebrating being around. You're celebrating America. You're celebrating your family, friends, whatever you're celebrating.
That right there, that's people use the holidays as an excuse. If you're going to be committed to something, you got to do it through the holiday. That's when you know that it's real, because I'm committed to it.
Yeah. 250's over here telling me to stay committed. Got it. I mean, I don't care, Tyvis. You can be 275. I don't care.
I might be under 250 because I didn't weigh myself this morning, and I had some bowel movement. So I may possibly be.
When you're trying to lose weight, and you're like, hold on, I haven't had the bowel movement yet. Let me step on the scale afterwards. You never know. Might get you right to your goal weight. You have no idea. Yeah, honestly, over the weekend, it was so packed. So you guys didn't watch any fireworks, didn't want to watch fireworks?
No.
We go to my friend Ted, not Panama Ted, who does afternoons, with Common Man and Timmy, but my buddy Ted, neighbor Ted, who lives up in Marysville. He's one of the Backyard Fireworks guys. By the way, Backyard Fireworks, great band name. But he is a guy who does that every year. And so we go out, he lives out in the country. We go out there, he barbecues. Ted loves like the 4th of July holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It is his Christmas. So he goes every year and gets, I don't know how many thousands of dollars worth of fireworks, but he gets a lot of fireworks. And he sets them off way at a safe distance. He does it all well. There was only one minor fire that happened after the fireworks, where one of the little boxes was, it had shot the fireworks off, but there were some embers on it that caught the cardboard box that it comes in on fire. So we just had to put that out. But it was a good time. We had fun out there. We had a safe 4th of July.
You stayed up for that because it don't get dark now until like 9:30. So
we were up until because all our kids, all of us who go, all of us have kids, so all the kids are running around till.
Yeah, I left my kids.
We were out till midnight.
Yep,
I think we got back at 12:30 on the 5th of July. Like we went through the 4th into the 5th. Yeah, we were there.
You are out of your mind.
We were out there.
Do you
I'm
know
telling you.
Since we started this show, what time you say you went to bed? I ain't seen 12:30 in months.
But I knew I had all weekend to kind of get back and recover.
No, see, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it.
Good for you. Good for you. No, I hope everybody had a good 4th. I did have a bun on my hamburger, which I found out because Jen Winters put together a video of all of us. They asked us a bunch of questions at the station of they asked different people here, what's your favorite hot dog or hamburger for the 4th of July? Mm-hmm. And, what's your favorite this song or that song for the 4th of July? And all these different things.
Born
and they
in
asked,
the USA.
Really?
Born in the USA.
That's yours, huh?
You gotta listen to it as soon as you wake up.
Party in the USA for your boy.
Yeah,
it was by Miley Cyrus.
Well, that
yes,
was
sir.
One of the options.
Putting my hands up. They're playing my song.
It's no Rebecca Black. It's Friday, but I'll take it. It's pretty good. That was one of the options.
Pretty good money to hear you listen to that song and sing it like that.
Dylan worked in pop music for a number of years. He worked in top 40 radio.
That's my daughter's second favorite artist behind Taylor Swift, who also happens to be mine. Fun fact about me also.
You know what?
Swiftie.
There's nothing wrong with that.
2-time Eras Tour attendee.
Really?
Yes.
Good for you.
Man.
Yeah,
way to go,
it's
Dylan.
like that,
Yeah,
Tyvis.
you two in concerts, man. I can only count. I think I've only been to maybe concert.
Yeah, like
one.
What?
Yep.
In your life?
One, and it was last year, Lil Wayne.
Okay. Well,
That's
did
it.
you enjoy it?
Yeah, I had a good time.
So why not go again sometime?
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. If you didn't know
What's
this,
the thing? You
this is
enjoy it. Go do it.
The thing is, one, I am a concert. Okay, I can throw that right at the house.
Stop.
You give me
What are you
give me the
talking
aux
about?
cord. I promise you, we gonna have a concert.
Yeah, this is you in concert. That's you.
We need to plan
That's Tyvis. That's his concert right there.
We need to plan the first annual T-Bone and Tyvis karaoke night due to this fact of Tyvis.
If I get on the karaoke, I'm probably going to sing. I'm gonna have to listen to my pastor, sing my pastor song. His name is Reverend Al Green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You love little Al Green.
That's my pastor.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's great. They asked me because the video Jen did, where it was like, which 4th of July or which patriotic song do you like? It was Party in the USA or it was Ray Charles singing, which did he sing America the Beautiful? I'm trying to remember. He sang some rendition of one of those
I would have
patriotic songs.
I would have picked Miley Cyrus.
You don't like Ray Charles?
I do, but I would have picked Miley Cyrus.
Same. I picked Ray Charles. I feel like I was alone on that. I was also alone because they asked all the staff, hot dog or hamburger. Everyone else said hot dog. I said hamburger. And you know what I had at our 4th of July cookout?
Hot dog.
Hamburger. No, I stuck to it. I like
both.
a hamburger.
If you did
Cheeseburger, technically.
If you did it without a bun, you could have had both.
Okay. No.
That's why they didn't ask us, Tyvis.
No, they didn't. No,
They definitely did ask.
they didn't ask Tyvis because he wasn't here. That's why they didn't ask him.
Why was you here?
Because it was like 9:05. It wasn't.
What
It was in
day?
8:57. You were gone. You were out the door.
Oh, this was Thursday.
It probably was.
Oh, well, no.
No, I think I don't know if it was Thursday or Wednesday. Whatever it was, they did it. Here's the other thing. This was my plate. I stuck to one plate for the 4th of July.
Oh, I did too.
I had a I had a cheeseburger. I had my wife makes cheesy potatoes.
Oh,
which
so
are
we had those too.
cheesy potatoes with the cornflakes on top.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I had that because she makes it. It's awesome. I love it every time she makes it. And then I had watermelon with tahini on it. You ever do that? The tahini?
I know what it is.
And I put that on there and loaded it up.
I'm going to tell you why I know what that is.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was until I met Richard Kevin Sherman.
Oh, okay. Sherm got you hooked on that?
No, he didn't. What he did was he was sitting there. They was having a drink. He was having a margarita.
Yes.
This was like lunchtime.
Spicy margs.
Yes. His wife, my wife, and him, they had like these margs, and he had his rim with that tahini stuff on it. And I'm like, what is that? And he was like, oh, I got to have it. Like, I got to have it on my marg. And my wife was like, oh, yeah, no, that's not for me. She just like the regular sugar.
She just wants the alcohol, which I approve of.
Regular sugar rim. And he was like, y'all, and he like licked the thing clean. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. So that's how I know what it is.
Fruit, any type of fruit, like especially a pineapple, anything like that, when you put a little bit of tahini on it, takes to another level. It's good.
And then he like the candy. It's like some candy that got it like that.
By the way, Spicy Margs does sound like someone's OnlyFans page. I'm just throwing that out there. That sounds like your name's Margaret. I'm sure someone's already done that. She's out there living her best life. God bless. All right, the Guardians are a complete disaster. We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning. Well, things are looking a lot better on the roads this time around for your commutes, especially after parts of 161, that eastbound direction, were closed off for a couple hours after a deadly crash. That's for folks over in New Albany, Blendon Township, even by Huber Ridge. Didn't notice a lot of slowdowns in that direction, but again, the call came in just after midnight because of a deadly crash. Looks like a motorcyclist may have been involved as well. So crews have since left the scene, but again, it was closed off for a few hours. Thankfully, everything's looking pretty good for your Monday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu with your fan traffic.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces, and strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know what it's like to be stuck in that cycle of pain where you're trying to get better. You keep going to the doctor, steroid shots, surgeries. Do not go down that road anymore. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics. They will help treat you without going under the knife and without the meds. QC Kinetics are the leaders in regenerative medicine to help your body heal itself. And I should know, I've been a client there, and they helped me with my knee get back to the running in the summer and going whitewater rafting and all of the things that you enjoy. And this is the critical part about my friends with QC. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. That's peace of mind. It's not just a number. They're trying to help you. They're the second opinion that you're looking for to keep you from getting under the knife. To find out if you're a good candidate, go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. The consultation is free, or call 380-2845-44. That's 380-2845-44. They have offices all over Central Ohio. So go check them out.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Dutch Boys Durafighter is a premium interior paint and primer in one with a tough, lasting formula. It provides great scrub resistance and durability with remarkable hide and a smooth finish. Save big on Dutch Boys Durafighter paint at Menards and start your next project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
Hey, look.
look, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
You know what I love the most about your store?
What's that, common man?
The way you treat people. You get to know your customers. That's why they keep coming back. No sleazeballs around. Just good, clean boys and girls selling jewelry.
Stop in and see the difference for yourself.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. It's where Columbus gets engaged. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Bishop and Friends.
Those chickens might need a cup.
Yeah, Aldi's German. Remember the Olympics in the 80s with those East German athletes? You know what they were doing. They're still doing that with the chickens.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Good morning, everybody. Expect wake-up temperatures to be in the 70s with mostly clear skies. And then today, it'll be mostly to partly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon to early evening, some with heavy downpours and highs in the upper 80s. For tonight, lows in the 70s with isolated showers and storms possible. And then for Tuesday, we'll see highs in the upper 80s with chances of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, expect skies to be partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo for The Fan with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can hop in the YouTube chat. Already active this morning. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan. Click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right in there. Rusty is in there. Michael is in there. Good morning. Meat Sweats. Shout out to him. He said tahini is great on eggs. It is, I'm sure.
I wouldn't even really want to try that.
But you throw hot sauce on eggs, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a big difference.
Well, I mean, it's a texture difference. I'll give you that.
Yes.
But there's a flavor to it that I'm sure could be fine. Meat Sweats
you
also
keep that in your house? You got some
tahini?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's ever since like a couple years ago. The first time I tried it on fruit, I was like, I'm in on this. I just forget that I have it. Because half the time we have fruit in the house and I forget about it. And then I'll see it one day when I'm cooking something else and I'll go, oh yeah, I've got that. Next time we have some fresh fruit, I'm gonna put that on there and I forget.
Dylan, you do that too? You keep some of that at the house?
I don't even keep the fresh fruit at the house. So, no.
Good. We're all being healthy. No bun. Can't have a bun.
Hold on, wait a
have
minute.
some fruit, though. No, that's trash.
You
Throw it in
don't
the
have
garbage.
fruit at the house?
I'll occasionally get some blueberries or strawberries for my daughter, but most of the time they go bad. So I just stop buying it because I'm just throwing away fruit on the weekly.
No,
I see that.
That stuff
That's
don't
fair.
last in the powerhouse. If I get some, especially strawberries, if I get some strawberries, like a pack of strawberries, my kids will eat it up that day.
Oh, yeah.
The whole
That's
pack.
why my kids are too.
Yeah, it's no middle. It's either she eats it all in one day when I buy it, or I throw it in the garbage because it's moldy.
Yeah, I do. I have 3 kids at home, so it's like pretty much anything we get is gone within a day or two. Like a box of cereal, forget about that. You wanted that? You saw it yesterday? It's gone.
No,
they've eaten that. It's all done.
I had something. Oh, I was eating a little mini Snickers yesterday. I tried to sneak one.
Yeah.
As soon as I cracked that thing,
Oh,
open,
they find it.
Here she come. And I'm like, it's unbelievable because it's like you really can't have nothing to yourself anymore. It's
you can't.
always got to be shared.
Those days are done, buddy. Welcome to having kids. It's life. It's how it goes. Also, apparently a fact of life is that the Guardians are just garbage.
Yeah.
Like absolute trash. Are you done with them?
We are. We have hit rock bottom. I think we're at the point now where it's like the season's over. It's over. And the crazy thing is, you think about just where they were last year. They were one series away from the World Series. And we are truly rock bottom. We getting shut out. We can't close games.
Yesterday, I mean, I think if you needed a clear sign from whatever, if you believe the universe has a higher power, it was telling you yesterday as a Guardians fan, it's time to give up for this season and just think towards the future.
Yeah.
They are going to be sellers at the deadline.
100%.
They need to be bringing up all this young talent. We keep hearing about all these great prospects. Well, guess what? You're going to get some more because you're going to trade away Clase and all these other dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Try to get
Carlos Santana, Clase, try to Lane Thomas.
You're going to try to get all you can out of that. And rebuild over the next few years.
What is it? If you think about just 9 months ago, they were, in it. And then you think about just the moves that they made this offseason. You got rid of your best defensive player, and you traded him for a pitcher that's under investigation.
Dude, all right, yeah. The offseason was terrible.
Then you trade your second best bat away and Josh Naylor.
Yeah, right.
And it's just like, I don't know, like y'all gave away all y'all best players and then thought that, oh yeah, just we have a good farm system. We're gonna trust these guys to come in, and we've been waiting on these prospects for years. Like all the Guardians' top prospects for like the last 5 years have not did anything.
So the Luis Ortiz situation, where it emerged that he had 2 starts in June they've been flagged by a gambling investigation. They obviously, all these houses of gambling, I guess you would say, all the casinos, they all have, people who flag this stuff because they want to make sure that they're not getting taken advantage of. I don't know if they care about you as much, but they care about making sure they're not getting screwed over on, any type of illegal activity, which is something we said when sports gambling started is like, yeah, they're going to catch this stuff because it's in their best interest to do so, because nobody wants to be losing money when you're a casino when it comes to sports gambling. The margins are thin anyway, so they want to make sure they catch it. Luis Ortiz had 2 first pitches that had a large number of bets placed on it, I guess, or suspicious number of bets placed on it, amount of money, whatever it was, that they would be balls. And the first, they found these pitches. The first one is, I mean, it's low. It's clearly a ball, but, you can make the case, he was trying to throw a strike and he just missed.
True.
The second one is like, it almost hit the grass. He left no doubt on that one. Now, that could have just gotten away from him.
Nah, it ain't no got away from.
It's all allegedly right now until we get there.
He guaranteed that one was going to be a ball. It was. I want to say it might have been a wild pitch.
Oh yeah, it was. It went right to the backstop, and that situation came out earlier this weekend. Then you have the Tigers series comes in, and I mean, you managed a whopping, I think, 4 runs in that entire series. It was they had 2 last night. They got shut out the day before.
They got 1. Oh no, they did.
They had 2 because of the extra innings. They had 1 up until they got to extras.
Yeah.
Because speaking of wild pitches, yesterday they were 1 pitch away from actually getting a win over the Tigers. Not that would have done anything. You're like a dozen or more games out of first place.
It would have. Yes, it would have. It would have
stopped the losing streak.
I was going to say a 9-game losing streak. Like, this is ridiculous.
And instead,
they've been shut out 5 out of the 10 losses.
Clase throws a pitch that hits the dirt. It squirts through the catcher's legs. You got the guy coming from.
Shout out to Bo Naylor.
It was 2 strikes and 2 outs, and the runner's going on that pitch because that's it. And the pitch
rounded third.
The pitch barely even hit the back. Like, it didn't even go to the backstop. It barely went 10, 15 feet behind him. But
we got swept in 3 straight series.
They tied the game on that wild pitch. Then, of course, Guardians couldn't do anything at the bottom of the 9th and lost 7-2, as it turned out in the extras, because they just had nothing left. But I mean, this is officially rock bottom for the Guardians. There is no defending what they are doing this year.
Well, this is what
they're going to dump salary and try to get prospects and move on.
This is what they get. This is you.
No, but it shouldn't
for
be.
Years have ignored the fact that you can't hit. You've been like, it's literally been the thing. Yeah, we're gonna play guards ball. We're gonna get singles and doubles and just think that that's gonna do it. And Every time it works until you get to the playoffs and people are hitting home runs and you can't match it. Like you ain't had no sticks in this lineup since, I don't know, the 90s. Like this is what it is.
No, they have one.
Yeah,
they got
Jose.
one guy who gave you a home. That's the thing, man. And
he did it for no reason.
I got so pissed off last year because I would bring this up after the trade deadline where I'm like, the Guardians really didn't make a ton of. They made a few, right? But they
traded for a pitcher?
Yeah,
that didn't even play. Alex Cobb didn't even play.
Right, and they made barely any moves that addressed what they needed to do. When you had a team that was
and Lane Thomas, they traded for Lane.
Well,
Thomas.
that's good. How's that worked out? It's like they're going to trade him. Like that's right. So that good. Like, I'm just saying, this is a team that was within striking distance to go to and play for a World Series championship. You could have been a World Series champion.
They blew it up.
No, but not only that, last year they didn't try hard enough. And I had Guardians fans be like, well, what do you want? We're a small market club, don't have a lot of money, and then made all the excuses. The Dolan family sucks. I know you all know that. But stop making excuses for them and saying, well, we got a decent manager. We got a decent front office.
I don't
care about all that.
Stephen Vogt has
that's got to be.
He's mismanaged some games this year.
You're on a 10-game losing streak right now.
Yeah.
It's third longest streak in Guardians history. Yeah. Like previous, all the teams, all the names of the Cleveland Guardians team. Like this is 12. I think 12's the longest they've ever had.
Guess what? We got the Houston Astros. So
it's in play.
The streak is going to keep going.
I'm just saying.
We got to get to the White Sox, and they might lose that one.
This is why I don't understand fans who have defended the Guardians over the years and said, well, what are they supposed to do? You're not supposed to be a team that just is happy with making the playoffs or making a nice little run to the ALCS. It wasn't luck that you didn't win anything last year of significance. It's the fact that this team refuses to make moves when they are close. They go, great, house money, yay, as opposed to saying, we're lucky to be here. We don't know if we'll ever be back here in the next 5-10 years. You just don't know in baseball, especially when you are a small market club. You have to go all in. You have a generational player who gave you a $100 million discount to play for this team. And every year, what you've done is go, yeah, but look at the prospects we can get. Hey, guess what? We got some dudes coming up that are going to be good. And it's like, yeah, will you bring them up to let them play? No. Will you actually make moves to capitalize on the guys you do have who are decent? No. And then every couple of years, you're going to blow it up, start over, get more prospects that you won't pay when they get to the big club. Or if you do want them to stay, they're going to have to take another hometown discount, and the cycle repeats itself. Guardians, I feel for you Guardians fans, because the ones of you who have expectations have to be going nuts when you have all these fans who make excuses for the Dolan family and this craptastic organization. It is not good when you are just mediocre 90% of the time, and the one time you're good, you don't try. You don't actually give it your shot.
And the saddest part is they're doing this losing streak at the worst time. Why? Because there is no there's no basketball, there's no football. So all eyes is on you. And this is what you are giving your fans that are even the casual fans, the ones that just tune in from now and again. This is what
you're giving the fans, you're giving them the bird. That's what you're giving them. You're pretty much flipping them a bird
and then
right there.
When you get hitters, when you get these prospects, you know that typically a prospect comes up, they struggle, they get sent back down, then they come back up. And now we just delaying the fact that, all right, we're going to bring up a Chase DeLauder or a CJ Kafis. They probably may struggle. And then you have to send them down, and then they'll get their mind right. Then they'll come back, and then boom, usually they stick. We're delaying that because I don't know why. I actually don't know why we're delaying.
Oh, we don't. No, don't worry. You'll see him. You'll see him now.
Yeah,
it's over now.
No, we won't.
No, you're right. You wait till September. September call-ups. They'll do that. 40-man roster. Stupid. All right, clip that in 2 minutes. Some sound that'll get you going this morning. We'll do that in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are noticing a little bit of slowdowns happening on 270 right at Alum Creek Drive, just past Groveport this morning. We're noticing that southbound ramp onto Alum Creek Drive, we are noticing some police on scene right now. Don't notice a crash, but it looks like we do have a disabled vehicle, so it's causing a little bit of a backup for folks, again, hopping on Alum Creek Drive from 270. So make sure to take it nice and slow. Nothing too concerning. Just will add a little bit of time to your commute this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
Level up your summer projects with 4th of July savings on top brand cordless power tools from the Home Depot. Whether you're working on a fence, a planter box, or a new workbench, get the power and runtime you need with the Ryobi One Plus 18-volt 2 toolkit from the Home Depot for only $99, was $139. Get 4th of July savings on the cordless power you need to make summer projects easier than ever. Right now at the Home Depot.
Your neighborhood Kroger pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger pharmacy for details.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Cleveland 1, Detroit 0. Meadows awaiting the 1-2 pitch from Clase. Here it comes. Lowe got away from Naylor, and he scores the tying run. That ball squirted 15 feet behind Naylor. How did that happen? We have a tie ball game. Somehow, Naylor went down to block it, and it squirted by him, and McKinstry scores on what is termed a wild pitch. Wow.
There you go. You can hear the disappointment in Tom Hamilton's voice. WTAN, Guardians Radio Network.
Can't have nice things. You sitting there watching that like, oh, yeah, we finally, at least, end the streak.
Mm-hmm.
And then that happens. It's just, that's where we are. That's exactly where we are.
It's a dumpster fire. And number one, Tom Hamilton's a legend. A lot of the word squirting going on there that just made me uncomfortable. But whatever, that's fine. It did squirt through his legs. It's fine. But the other part of that is that's a situation now where you start as a ball club to go from it's been a rough stretch to it's not our year. Don't you? That's one where you get that closed out, you end on a W. Like the Yankees just had this. They played the Mets over the weekend. The Mets annihilated them in the. Sorry, Dylan, I forgot you were here. The Mets got the Yankees pretty good over the weekend, but yesterday they rounded it off with a victory. And all the Yankees yesterday were like, yeah, it's just good to they were on a 6-game losing streak. They snapped that. Now they go into this new week and they end on a high note, right? Even though it wasn't great for them. That's what the Guardians should have done yesterday. Just end on a high note, move on, see if you can get some momentum against the Astros. You're not probably going to make the playoffs with the Guardians, but at least it doesn't turn into
playoffs.
No,
playoffs. You kidding me? At this point, I just hoping we can win another game. You talking playoffs? You crazy?
Right, but what I'm saying is it went from we had a bad little stretch here that we need to claw out of to this is when guys start booking tee times in October, right? Where they're like, yeah, where's the family good? We're not playing anything in October. We're done. There's going to be guys who have little nagging injuries that pop up in August that just decide to shut it down because that's where the mindset is now for this team. They are not competing for anything. They weren't probably anyway. But yesterday's game is the one where you just say that put the nail in the coffin for this team as far as a functional, competitive anything this year. That's it. You're done.
You want to know what's crazy? How literally 1 week can change everything. Because just about a week ago, I was sitting here talking about that, and nobody other than Dylan told me, I don't understand. The Guardians are just 2.5 games out to where the Reds are 3 or something like that. And now all of it, you think they got a better chance of making the playoffs and the Guardians don't? No. And here we are. Guess where they are now? Guess how many games they out now?
Oh, what are they like? Dylan. They're like,
I want Dylan to guess.
I think I looked. I think it's like 7 out of the wild card.
Isn't that wild?
I mean, I did want to apologize to you, Tyvis, because the week before I filled in on Bishop and Friends on June 26th. I said, why are Guardians fans acting like this? They haven't won a game since I've said that.
Well, you know what? That could be your fault, and we could call it the curse of Dylan Gonzalez. That could be it. Also, J.K. Simmons, the actor, is getting some flack because he is a Tigers fan. But when they were playing the Cardinals, I think it was June 27th. So you said that on June 26th. The next day was their next game. He was tasked with throwing out the first pitch. And fine, glad you had him up there. He's a great actor. Ohio State guy, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But he is also a Tigers fan. And if you look closely at the picture of him throwing out the first pitch, he had the Guard City Connect jersey on, but he had a couple buttons unbuttoned. And underneath, people detected it was a Detroit Tigers logo on the shirt. And he wore that on the mound.
Closer to the heart.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, he's known as a Tigers fan. Like, that's a thing.
So and the Guardians had him throwing out a pitch?
They had him throw out the first pitch. And now, since he did that, it's been 10 games. Then they have not won. And I don't know which one you want to blame, but you can blame all the above. Dylan, J.K. Simmons, or the fact that this Guardians ownership continues to kick the can down the road and go, these people will just be happy with being competitive. Who cares if we win or lose? Who cares if we actually capitalize on the moment last year that you had? No, we'll just kick the can down the road for a few more years. Jose Ramirez will be kind of moving out of his prime by that point, and we'll just have to rebuild and start over anyway. That's no big deal. Who cares?
So they wasted a superstar who took a discount. That's crazy. I think that the problem is that the Cleveland fan base, for the first time in a long time, I think this is the first time I've seen it to where like the Cleveland fan base is actually trying to apply pressure on that front office.
As they should be.
Because for many years it's been, that front office is smart. Just some of the things they do. They got rid of a bad contract. They did this. They got rid of a player that we wanted to get paid and he done nothing. They've done so many smart things behind the scenes. And now this is the first time that I see like fans, baseball fans, actually all actively saying like, no, y'all need to get it together or y'all need to be fired. Like that type of stuff.
You're right.
And when you look at this product that they've presented, it's like, because it makes no sense that y'all was that close to the World Series last year. You make the moves that you make where you cut a salary. Don't get me wrong, Jimenez's contract wasn't great, but he still was your best defensive guy. And he's not doing a thing for the Blue Jays offensively. So, all right, whatever. But now the fact that you don't have Josh Naylor and, the guy that was supposed to replace him, Kyle Manzardo, started the season off hot. I think he had like 13 home runs in like the first month or so. Something crazy. And since then, he's cooled off. He has cooled off. And then they had him out. People was wondering, why is Kyle Manzardo not playing first base? He went out there and had a plethora of errors at first base. And it's just like, this is the future, though. Like, this is the future that y'all trying to sell us on. And it just doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah. I think with the Cleveland fan base specifically, and I don't know, I mean, you're more plugged in Cleveland than I am, but just from the outside looking in, here's what I think. Browns have been such a dumpster fire for so long, and they are the number one thing in Cleveland. There's no doubt that, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so whenever anything is positive in Cleveland, that is viewed as like, oh, well, see, that doesn't need our attention. Because over here, the Browns are so terrible and so bad, and that's what we focus on 90% of the time anyway. I think there are a lot of Cleveland sports fans, not just I'm not talking people who love the Guardians number one. I'm saying just the general Cleveland sports fans who go, well, the Guardians are decent, so why would we get worked up about that when look how terrible the Browns are?
Yes.
Now, though, you've become that wound is cauterized, and it's just like, yeah, I know that the Browns are that bad. Then there's no hope for them for a while, and you just feel that way. You
kind of took Deshaun's off the books,
right? So now it's like, why get worked up about whatever? They got a 4-way quarterback battle. Great. Another news. It's Tuesday. Like that's nothing for Browns fans now. Now they need something else to focus on, and now in Cleveland you have the Cavs, who it was also like, hey, they're pretty good,
flamed out.
But they were good, so we don't have to worry about them. We'll check in on them after football season's over. They're probably going to be a playoff team. Hey, look, they're one of the best teams in the NBA. They got in and flamed out spectacularly, and now there's real questions about that organization and can they ever do it with this current crop of guys?
Due to the fact
when
that
LeBron's not there,
due to a couple of Achilles tears, it's wide open. They're favored to win the East.
But now that disappointment, coupled with the fact that you thought, okay, this guards team is really good, and last year they made the ALCS. Maybe they could do it again this year. Nope, that's gone. Your hope for the Cavs was gone, and the Browns are giving you nothing this year. So now I think that's where some of this attention's coming for guards fans, where they're saying, hold on a second, this was supposed to be the stable, good thing that we expected to have something to talk about well into September, October. Now that's gone. Like, they're dead in the water. There's nothing.
It doesn't matter. LeBron took the spotlight from him anyways with his cryptic stuff he got going on.
LeBron showed up and played golf and then
with a
worked out
jersey and hat on
and worked out at the Cavs facility and said he did that. He said he does that every year.
Then
Nothing to see
Allie
here.
LaForce posted a picture of her wearing a LeBron Cavs jersey saying the only one I wear, and he commented on it. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Man?
He knows exactly what he's doing. He is playing the game that he has always played for the entirety of his career. He loves it.
The GOAT's coming home, Tyvis.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Giannis is coming to the game?
God. Actually, they may just get a regular old goat and just put it outside and be like, I don't know. The goat is always here. I don't know who you debate the goat is, but the goat is always here. By the way, we talked a lot of baseball today. We'll continue to do that for a second, but we're going to switch over and I'm going to give some news to Reds fans. You may be very interested, even though if you're a Reds fan, you probably don't go to a ton of Clippers games. You may want to check one out this week. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. We were noticing a little bit of a busy start to our Monday commute here. We were following a deadly crash that was happening over by Blendon Township 161. That eastbound direction was closed for a few hours. That has since been reopened. We were also noticing a disabled vehicle for folks over in Groveport or southeast side, especially on 270 right by Alum Creek Drive. Thankfully, everything has since cleared. The roads are open and drive times are looking pretty smooth. I'm 10 TV's Brayna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Rates as low as 5.54% APR and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Stay hydrated, it's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their Comfort Pledge. Get too hot?
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should have known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Just heard Brandon Beam bragging about finally beating me in golf. Cute story. Let's set the record straight. I lost my 50 pounds with a Wicked 180 first. Brandon saw my results, heard about my golf game, and thought, hey, I better do that too. Sure, Beam had some decent drives last weekend, but who carried the team when the shots really mattered? If your goal is to walk 18, drop 5 pant sizes, reduce your medications, just do exactly what I did. First, choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Colin Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Are your leaky windows costing you money? Yes, they are. Right now, when you call my guys at Universal Windows Direct, you get payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest. Seriously, upgrade your home now and relax until next year. Call now and get a free in-home window and energy assessment. Choose the payment plan that's right for you. 614-502-5220 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-499-6744. 800-499-6744. 800-499-6744.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
2 men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971, or you can hop in the YouTube chat. By the way, later today, I have Ohio State football tickets to give away. Now, here's what that means. That means we are getting closer to the start of football season, which I know we all know how calendars work, but they start doing that. That means you're only a few weeks away from camp starting. You're only a few weeks away from Big Ten Media Days. And then I'm telling you, Tyvis, once we get through the end of this month,
it's on.
It's football season. Like you basically have to get through July. And I know a lot of you might have a vacation plan. You might have something else. What I'm saying is once July gets through, it's all downhill to Ohio State football season and to the NFL season and everything else. Like we're almost there.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, do you know that in 24 days, football is back?
Oh, is that when the Hall of Fame game
July 31st. Woo. Chargers versus the Lions.
I didn't realize we were that close.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's going to sneak up on you. So
yeah,
get ready for that. I'll have those to give away a little bit later on in the show. So keep listening for that. We're talking a lot of Guardians baseball today because they are just an absolute dumpster fire of a team. And you know what? The organization deserves it for the Dolans being cheap and stupid. But that's we've spent enough time on that. I'm sure we'll talk about them more. Let's talk about the Reds, who are actually competitive and fun this year and good. The Reds are going to be sending Hunter Green to Louisville for a rehab assignment. He has been out for the last month. He injured his groin. This is the second time he's had this injury this year. Injured it earlier in the season, went on the 15-day DL, came back, had a few starts, re-aggravated it, has been out for a month, but he's been rehabbing it in Goodyear, and he's been out with the Reds have a rehab team out there in Arizona. So that's what he's been doing. He pitched a live bullpen session the other day against live hitters recovered well from that. So Terry Francona said the Reds are now going to send him to Louisville, except they're not in Louisville. The Bats are playing the Clippers this week. And the next game is Tuesday night. And that is, as far as what I understand, he is slated to start that game here in Columbus. So if you're a Reds fan, you want to go out and watch Hunter Green, go to that Clippers game. I'm sure Guardians fans are hoping that maybe, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter, but like Chase DeLauder, you can go see that matchup, right? Watch those two go against each other if he's still there and hasn't been optioned up to the big club by that point.
Stop it, okay? Stop it. Now, he goes up against Hunter Green and take him, because he's like got on base almost every game in the minors.
Yeah.
Chase DeLauder. If he has a good showing against a Hunter Green and CJ Tyvis, and you can't get called up after that, like, I just don't understand. There's nothing hurting it at this point. That's the part that's so frustrating. It's like there's nothing hurting. It's not going to hurt you to call those guys up. It's not like you playing for anything. It's done. Just it's over.
Doesn't make sense.
So you might as well start looking towards the future.
No, but that's no. And like I said, the Guardians are going to be dealers at the deadline. That's all going to be a thing.
I hope the Reds can find a way. What, they 2.5 games?
Oh yeah, they're hanging in. I mean, they have an actual interesting, fun team. I did see that Ellie De La Cruz got selected for the All-Star game. I also saw that.
They pay him.
Would no. No. I mean, I think most non-delusional Reds fans know at some point Ellie De La Cruz is going to play for the Dodgers. Is what I think. If you go ask Ryan Baker. I guarantee he would say, we're enjoy him while he's here.
We talking to him in the crosstalk. I'll ask him in the crosstalk.
But one of the things that I think is, and I'm not a Reds fan, I'm a Mets fan, but I think it's insane. I saw the list of pitchers come out for the National League that were selected for the All-Star game. And I know it's done on popularity and voting, and there's a lot of different things that go into it that aren't necessarily about who the best pitchers are, but Andrew Abbott did not get selected by Major League Baseball for the All-Star game. Now, he probably will get in as an alternate or whatever.
He's been lights out this year.
Well, he is 7-1 with a 2.15 ERA. His ERA is the second best of any NL pitcher with 80-plus innings pitched. And he's not on – I mean, they got a list of like 12 guys that got selected, and there were 10 guys, whatever it is, and he's not on it. Doesn't make any sense to me, but – Reds fans, rightfully so, were pissed off about that. I don't blame you at all for being mad about that, because it's a disrespectful thing.
He got to get a legend spot like Clayton Kershaw.
Well, Clayton Kershaw just got in because it's his,
he's a legend.
And this is his last year, right? He's retiring, I'm guessing. I don't know if he's announced that. He just hit the 3,000 strikeouts.
Mr. 3,000.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac.
Good movie. I liked that movie. I didn't mind it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I don't blame you if you're a Reds fan and you're pissed off about that. And you have a team that is actually interesting and fun. Still haven't been swept. I think it's one of the longest streaks in Major League Baseball history that a team has gone this far into the season without getting swept in a series. Now, that doesn't mean anything if you lose every series. Like if you're going 2 out of 3 of losses, but they still haven't been swept yet. Sure, the Guardians would love to have that. Sure, they'd love to be in that spot.
How about we got swept 3 series in a row?
That's brutal. And good news.
I almost got swept for the Ohio Cup this year too.
Oh yeah, right.
Good. Shout out to the Reds, man. They're doing their thing this year.
Yeah.
You know who's not an All-Star, T-Bone?
Who's that?
The $700 and whatever $1 million man, Juan Soto.
That's fine.
That's
is he really not?
Nope.
I don't care.
He not doing that well with y'all.
Not good enough to be an all-star.
That's crazy.
I mean, the fact, when you play in New York and you're on that contract, and you're that famous, and you're not an all-star, like that probably should tell you a little bit of something.
Is Lindor all-star?
Yeah, he's
I'd
an
imagine
all-star.
he
He's
is,
an all-star, yeah.
He's having a great year.
Yeah, he is.
That's a shit.
Who cares? I don't care if he's an all-star. I care if he hits a ball when they pitch it to him in October in the playoffs. That's literally all I care about.
I hear you.
I do not care about anything else.
I'm not worried about y'all hitting. It's always been y'all pitching for me.
Oh, well, that's a fair thing to be worried about. By the way, the Reds start up a series at home tonight with the Marlins, so that should be something that keeps you in the running. I mean, you got the Marlins, the Rockies, and then this woeful Mets team that is apparently actually not that bad. They're pretty good, but I'm just saying.
And
That's
Dylan's
your next three
Yankees.
series.
Dylan's Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe you're a Yankees fan.
That's all right.
Where you grow up at?
I was born in Queens, so I should be a Mets fan, but it was right in the height of the Yankees dynasty. No one was a Mets fan in New York in the 90s.
I can understand that. Coming up next, Ryan Day finally picks a quarterback. Spoiler alert, not for this year. We'll explain next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, good morning for folks over in Dublin this morning. Your drive times are looking pretty perfect right now. If we're taking a live look, 270 right at Sawmill Road here. We got north, south, east, and west directions all moving just smoothly for your Monday commute. Thankfully, your drive times are looking pretty good, too. 270 southbound and northbound got you both at 71 miles per hour there. And as for Delaware County, if you are making your way out the door, maybe heading down south, you got 9 minutes here if you're taking 71 south between 36 to 270. 16 minutes, a little bit slower if you're taking 23 south to 270. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Back to Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook for an all-star game celebration and watch party. When? Tuesday, July 15th. Compete in our home run derby at 7 o'clock for a chance to win an incredible experience at an upcoming Reds game, plus a $250 gift card. So join On the Money's Dave Biddle and me, Scotty Vegas. Compete to win at 7 and enjoy the all-star game at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at 8. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees, Wilson, to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Call
the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free, guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Dylan, they cut out your sports center. What happened?
I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe we don't have time for it.
Maybe someone should stay on time. I guess that's on me. All right. So Ryan Day finally picks a quarterback. Not for this season. I think we all. Am I wrong, Tyvis? You believe it's going to be Julian Sayin? I believe it's going to be Julian Sayin, who he's picking this year. Is that you're not on that yet? You're still waiting to see.
Yes.
Okay. Fair.
I think that everybody wants it to be Julian Sayin, but if Lincoln comes out there and ball, like I have no issue with that.
All right, that's fine. I'm saying it's saying. I'm going to do that a lot this year. I say the word saying a lot.
I think a lot of people have made that conclusion, but I'm just saying.
That's fair. You want to say?
I don't believe in just. I believe in giving the person the job when they've earned the job.
That's fair. That's fine. Dylan, are you on the Julian Sayin hype train, or do you think maybe it's Lincoln Keenholz going to come in and make it happen?
Oh, yeah. I feel like this competition is just for public perception only.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
So they already got the answer.
Yes.
Well, Ryan Day got a quarterback for the 2026 recruiting class. It had a lot of other guys in it, did not have a quarterback in it. It does now. 2026 recruit Luke Fahey has picked the Buckeyes. He is the... according to the recruiting sites, the 365, 24/7, whatever rating on him, the composite rating, they have him as the 24th best quarterback in the class. So he's a 4-star guy, but not necessarily like one of the top guys in the class, I would say, right? I mean, he's like the 350-something overall recruit, but there were already a bunch of guys who already had committed elsewhere who were 5-star guys. Jared Curtis committed to Georgia. Faison Brandon committed to Tennessee. Diabell committed to Texas. And Ryder Lyons. All these, according to 11 Warriors, they all committed. He had committed to BYU. So Ryan Day and the coaching staff there had wanted a 5-star guy. They had tried to get those guys. They committed elsewhere. That has to at least be in part because of Tavian St. Clair being here, right? And knowing that, like, in the next couple of years, they expect he's probably going to ascend and be the guy. I'm guessing that's why some of these 5-stars maybe looked elsewhere.
I just know that they always want a quarterback in each class. And, Tavian, yes, he is projected to probably be the guy. Obviously, he's here. They say he looks decent. He just got to get the speed of the college game down, And once that happens, he has all the tools. We've seen him in the spring game. Very mobile guy, can throw the ball deep down the field and all of those things. But in the same breath, if I'm a 26 guy, like that shouldn't stop you. No. What it shows you is here at Ohio State, if you've been paying attention, you only need 1 year. Dwayne Haskins, rest his soul, right? 1 year. Will Howard last year, 1 year. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you really need is 1 year to showcase that I can play in the NFL and play at a high level. So even if these kids were 26 and they only got to start for a year, that's all you really need with the weapons that you'll have around you at Ohio State. So I don't necessarily understand why we didn't get a 5-star quarterback. I'm not necessarily worried about it at this particular time because of the fact that it's so far down the line that I'm sure that they can land on somebody else. Or who knows, this kid might actually be really good. I mean, if you come play quarterback at Ohio State, there's something about you that everybody likes that's really good. And again, the thing is we've done so well at coaching up these quarterbacks over the last, 6 years, 7 years, that now I'm thinking to myself, I trust the coaching staff. If they see something in them and they want to give them a scholarship, it doesn't necessarily have to be the 5-star. Maybe this guy maybe he reads the field well, or he just has a really good arm, or it's something there that they seen that they were comfortable with giving him this scholarship offer. So I'm going to trust that the coaches are going to do a great job of developing him, and we'll have a good product if we need to see him on the field.
He is from Mission Viejo, California, 6'1", 185. So not necessarily the biggest physical size guy. So yeah, I'd be curious too to know if he's got a big arm or what exactly it is. But
he say 6 foot. Isn't Julian saying 6'1"?
Yeah, I think you're right. He's kind of a similar sized guy to that. So we'll find out, right? If this guy ends up playing for Ohio State, being an impactful guy. But yeah, they now have a quarterback in that 2026 class. So I think they feel good about that part of it. But I have my questions about, it's surprising not to see. Look, you just won a national championship. And what we've been talking about the last week is they have struggled in the 2026 class to get a defensive end and quarterback. Two positions that you typically say are the biggest needs on any football team at any given time. And they have struggled to land the big name guys, the 5-star guys in that regard. I know it has to do with so much more than, they won last year, so now everyone wants to play for them. There's the money factor. There is also the who's ahead of you factor. And at least in the quarterback room, there are some guys there. Defensive end, it's wide open, though. And that one's a little more surprising that they've had trouble getting those guys.
Do you think that because they won it all last year, they're not in desperation mode, like Georgia and all of those other schools that maybe is offering more money? Well, they're kind of in desperation mode because they're trying to get back to winning the national championship. And I think that Ohio State is like, we just won. Like, you should want to come here anyways. Even if we don't offer you the maximum amount of money, you at least know that, you're going to have a shot at it. But with the 12 team going to 16 team playoffs, it's all you got to do is be in one of those 16 teams every year.
Well, unless you listen to Paul Feinbaum.
What he said.
He over the weekend said that he thinks Ohio State will struggle to get to the college football playoffs this year. And definitely won't. Yeah. Said they will struggle to get into the playoffs this year. Didn't say they wouldn't make it, but said he thinks they're going to have a down year. And what, I don't.
I could have. Okay.
Look, they lost some of the. You lose 16 players off this roster. You had one of the highest draft classes ever where you've had all these guys get drafted. I understand from the outside looking in if people say, yeah, they're working in a new quarterback, they're working in a new offensive line. They lost, a ton of talent on that offense and defense, and now you got to try to rebuild that, and maybe the reload isn't as quick as someone on the outside might think. I don't think anybody at Ohio State right now is thinking we're going to struggle to make the playoffs. They might be thinking, it's going to be a struggle to beat Texas in the very first game with all these new pieces. You have that Michigan game still looming over your head and the current streak you're on with that. The Big Ten's going to be tougher this year, and it's as tough as any conference out there. But I don't think anybody around Ohio State, even all the coaches, when you get them on a lie detector test, I don't think they're looking at it going, yeah, I think we're going to struggle to make the playoffs. So Feinbaum's trying to get clicks, I think, on that.
Wait a minute. Let me look at this roster. Look at this schedule again.
It's decently tough, but we are, like I said, later on the show, we're giving away tickets to an Ohio State game. It's versus Grambling. There's pockets in there for you.
I don't call any game layups, but there is 1, 2, 3. There's 4 games this year. 4 games. 1, 2.
Which games?
That Ohio State is it could be a quote unquote toss up.
Okay, I'm
Texas,
assuming,
Illinois, Penn State, Wolverines.
That's interesting. I knew that you would have Penn State, Michigan, and Texas in there. I didn't know what the fourth one was. Illinois is interesting. That one's on the road.
It's at Illinois.
It's on the road, right, where it's windy.
Yes.
I remember hearing that. It's windy and you can't throw the football sometimes.
Brad Bielema knows he's got Luke villain.
He's got Luke Altmaier there, decent quarterback.
So
all right.
Outside of that, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? Because we were talking about some of the like desperation mode stuff for recruiting. There's a school that is, I don't know if you want to call it desperation mode, but Ohio State wanted to get a guy on the offensive line. He chose another school. The school that he chose is one of the more interesting stories in college football, and they are the poster child for what money can do when it comes to recruiting. We're going to talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still looking pretty problem-free on the roads for your Monday commute here. No major accidents or even delays to report as of right now. Noticing a little bit of congestion for folks over on our southeast side, though. Canal, Winchester, Pickerington, I'm looking at you guys. 33 westbound as you head into the city this morning. Got you at 46 miles per hour for your drive time. Not noticing a lot of people on the roads, but do be aware of those delays if you're heading out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save on select bags of Doritos, Cheetos, or Tostitos. Mix and match your favorite flavors and buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Is that knee, hip, or shoulder pain not getting any better? Are you stuck in a cycle of steroid shots and now they're talking surgery? Before you go down that road, hit pause for a second. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell, and I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without more meds and without going under the knife. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using treatments like advanced cellular therapy and a platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. No masking the pain. This goes to the root of the problem. Their cellular treatment contains growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself. And this is critical. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. Real results that let you move easier and live better. It doesn't cost anything for a second opinion. Learn more about something that could be life-changing. A licensed medical provider will go over your x-rays and MRIs and see if you're a good fit for these breakthrough treatments. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
With rates as low as 5.54% APR and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance with BMI Federal Credit Union, now is the perfect time to take advantage of the BMI FCU Summer Savings Event. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance for more details.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify. Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now. The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm getting married today.
You may now kiss the bride.
I'm also a firefighter and first responder. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're also making sure I can get to my wedding ceremony to start the next chapter of my life.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Good morning, everybody. Expect wake-up temperatures to be in the 70s with mostly clear skies. And then today, it'll be mostly to partly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon to early evening, some with heavy downpours and highs in the upper 80s. For tonight, lows in the 70s with isolated showers and storms possible. And then for Tuesday, we'll see highs in the upper 80s with chances of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, expect skies to be partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo for The Fan with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
Overachiever of the Week coming up at 7:45. We'll tell you about someone who has had an extraordinary run in the world of sports and or otherwise. By the way, maybe you want to try to have an extraordinary run in the world of sports gambling. Well, if you want to jump in, if you haven't yet with Prime Sportsbook Ohio, they have their welcome deposit match offer, and it is massive. Up to $400 in matched bonus bets when you make your initial deposit with Prime Sportsbook Ohio. That's right. You could put in $50, $100, $200. They will match that in bonus bets up to $400 on your first deposit. And then those are good for a year. Have them for football season, hockey season, basketball season, or you know what? Place wagers on baseball right now. I hear you're allowed to do that as long as you're not pitching in Major League Baseball. Then it becomes a problem. Prime Sportsbook Ohio, though, is the place to go. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit primesportsbook.com to get started today. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly. Major League Baseball players need not apply. I just threw that in there at the end just to make sure.
Well, no, don't stop it there. The NBA is also
NBA
there.
too.
But before you start this topic, I got to ask you a food-related question.
Oh, please do. Thank God.
So I was talking to a friend of mine, and he expressed to me that cheese steak that's at Arby's, he said it's the best thing on the menu. Have you had it? Is my question.
I've had it.
Is it delicious?
I wouldn't call it the best thing on their menu, but I'm partial to an Arby's roast beef sandwich just from growing up as a, 5 for $5. I can put them away. But no, it's up there. It's really good. So their French dip is also good.
So you telling me tomorrow, instead of Chipotle, I should stop and get the cheesesteak from Arby's?
Tyvis, you should do whatever brings you joy. But for me, that would bring some joy.
That's called a salad.
Can you eat the cheesesteak while driving?
Listen to me. Listen to me. If it's one of the things that you can hold with one hand and also keep one hand on the wheel, I can do it.
I thought about you the other day because I went to Sheetz and got a burrito, but it's not as full as the Chipotle burrito.
Y'all need to stop that.
I had a Sheetz burrito and I ate it while driving. And it wasn't a problem because it wasn't as stuffed. You know why? There's no rice in it. I didn't get it with rice.
What do you get? I
get like chicken. Burrito. I get chicken, steak, lettuce, pico, cheese, and a little boom boom sauce to round it out.
On your Chipotle sauce.
Oh, no. At the Sheetz, that's what I got. At Chipotle, I get the rice and I get usually barbacoa.
Okay.
No beans, but pico and corn, all the salsas. And then I get
do all the salsas?
Yeah. I like a lot of the salsa.
You do the hot and mild.
Why not? It adds texture.
I don't understand people that do that.
It's just extra filling. It just makes a little bit more in there.
And you wonder why the burrito just explode. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't even make any sense to me.
Burrito. I'm not trying to eat it in the car like you.
That's not the only thing that explodes after
Chipotle. That's exactly very good. I like that. Good job, Dylan. All right. So another guy that Ohio State wanted in the recruiting battles, they did not get. 5-star offensive tackle Felix, I'm going to say Ojo, but I could be wrong. It's O-J-O. It's either Ojo or Ojo. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Either way.
Let's go Ojo. I like the way that sounds.
Felix Ojo. He commits. He may be Felix. They got an easy nickname. If he lets some guys pass him, it's going to be Felix Oh No if he isn't good. But he committed to Texas Tech over OSU, Texas, Florida, and Michigan. I mean, those are all pretty big dogs, and Texas Tech is Texas Tech. And yet they landed a 5-star offensive lineman. You might say, wow, how did they do that exactly? Well, they have a little thing going on in Texas Tech right now. And I think it kind of shows you where we're at with recruiting because, yes, of course, there's luck involved in recruiting, but the luck that usually has to happen, Tyvis, as you know from recruiting, is you got to hope that you get a guy who's talented. Sometimes it's a 3-star guy who ends up being fantastic because you scouted well, but sometimes it's just someone stayed healthy, someone didn't get injured, they got the right opportunity, they met the right position coach, and they unlocked something for them that allowed them to be successful. The luck that's happening in college football now is you have to hope that you have a booster who has billions of dollars. Texas Tech has been in on a lot of guys this year, and they have a very good recruiting class coming in part because they have a guy named Cody Campbell, I believe is his name. Yeah, Cody Campbell. He played at Texas Tech back in the early 2000s, late 90s. He, though, and another former teammate, they were real estate guys after they got out of college. That wasn't working. 2008, real estate collapse.
Yes.
They had to find something else to do.
Yep.
They decided to start. I
just talked about that yesterday. That's crazy. You brought that up.
The 08 collapse.
Yeah,
it was bad.
I was buying a washer and dryer from Best Buy, and the saleswoman Julie was talking about how she worked at H.H. Gregg.
Oh yeah.
And she said they was paying like $8 an hour back then. And she said for $8, I wouldn't even take a shower for $8.
I hope she does. I hope she takes a shower because I don't get paid for my showers. Also, you said I wouldn't take a shower. I wasn't sure where we were going. I'm glad we landed that plane as well as we did. So here's the thing. This Cody Campbell guy, he decided, he and a buddy, let's buy land instead of buying houses and selling and doing real estate. Let's just buy land in Texas, West Texas, the oil fields. See if we get lucky.
Oh, yeah.
And they did.
And they drilled the hole. There's oil under there?
They started buying contracts on places that had oil, but maybe they thought the well had run dry. There were some other places where at the time oil prices were going down. These big companies were selling. New technology was coming in that allowed them to find oil. Anyway,
he got oil money.
This guy is worth, he just sold his company this past year for $4 billion. And this guy, Cody Campbell, Texas Tech alum, he is a 4th-generation Texas Tech alum. His, whatever that would be, great-grandfather, whatever that was, that guy was part of the original class at Texas Tech. Like the first graduating class at Texas Tech. That's how deep the ties are to his family. So the fact that 15 years ago or less, this guy started to make some good decisions financially. Now they paid this Felix Ojo, this 5-star offensive tackle. The reports are that he is getting a fully guaranteed 3-year, $5.1 million revenue share contract, believed to be one of the largest guaranteed deals in college football history.
So he's Deshaun Watson. Well,
looks like it.
Contract-wise.
Contract-wise, yeah.
Not the off-the-field stuff.
Now, let's hope. But that's the thing. There was a report that said this isn't all fully guaranteed, but if he hits all the incentives, it'll be $5.1 million. And we're talking about a guy in college who has never played a down of college football and again, not a quarterback, offensive line talent that is getting $5 million essentially to play college football. This is what I'm talking about with the world of recruiting. Texas Tech is a player because they have a couple billionaires who have oil money who now want to invest. SMU has become more of a player. That's why they made that move to the ACC.
Yeah.
They've got guys who've got billions of dollars.
I don't think they even taking money from the ACC. They paying their own way.
They are, just to get in.
That's ridiculous. And then they almost won the conference.
Yeah. Right. I mean, this is where we're at in college football.
The conference last year, but they ended up losing to Clemson, right? I think Clemson beat them in the thing. Yeah, no, if that oil money, if you got that, it's Ohio State can't compete with oil money.
Isn't that crazy to say, though?
Tell you that now.
But like Ohio, but you're right. Like this is, and I think this is something that maybe freaks out some of the people in college football. But until they get the reins on this, and until they figure out exactly where this all needs to go and how it needs to be handled, it is a wild west when it comes to how they're paying.
That's a wild south. It's
a wild.
That's where the oil is. So it's a wild south.
That's where the SEC is too.
That oil stuff is crazy. Like like if somebody wants to even dig on your property to see if it's oil, like they got to pay just to see.
Yes.
If it's oil there.
Yeah.
That's I didn't know that. Somebody was explaining this to me. Like if you got land and they think that it's oil there, they will pay you a great amount of money just to dig to see if it's oil there. And then if it is oil there, they will give you an additional lump sum. I'm talking great lump sum of money to get the oil.
And I'm sure there's been lots of people who have said, well, why don't we just do that? And it's like, a lot of people would like to do that.
I just need to buy some land down there. Hopefully, I get lucky.
Well, it's literally boom or bust. That's where one of the ways that term comes from is because people go out and buy and they get an oil boom, and suddenly it's like, here we go. I make billions of dollars. Or you buy all this land, it has nothing on it, no one wants it, and now you're broke. But this is the world of college football that we're in now. If you have a couple boosters who hit it big. And Ohio State, don't worry. They have a few billionaires that donate too, I'm quite sure. But
5.1 million.
I'm
fully guaranteed.
Do you think a 5-star offensive tackle picks Texas Tech 5 years ago? Do they pick Texas Tech over the likes of Ohio State, Michigan, Florida, and Texas?
I ain't heard of a left tackle or a tackle from Texas Tech. Now, they can say they have arguably the best quarterback in the NFL in Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. But
outside of that, though, I don't know too many more people. Michael Crabtree was the only other person I could think of.
I think that's right.
From Texas Tech.
I'm sure there's other guys, but they're putting together a recruiting class that's going to be epic. And that is what I think we have to wrap our head around.
It sounds like this Texas A&M just did that like a few years ago, and they all came, got their checks, and left the very next year.
And that could be what happens here. But they seem to have a plan. They looked at it a couple years ago and said, this thing's going to be wide open. Let's be there with our foot on the pedal when that opens up. And it has.
I don't know what conference Texas Tech is in.
Aren't they Big 12?
They're still in the Big 12.
Oh, they'll win it. They'll win it.
See what I mean?
That conference is wide open.
It's wide open, and then you get a playoff spot, and then who knows? So they're trying to hit that. They're trying to make that happen. But I just think that is telling on where we are with college football recruiting now, where Texas Tech can be that team. They can be in it with anybody. Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Florida, and Texas Tech apparently is right there with them.
They can get a first round bye every year. Or, excuse me, they can get a guaranteed spot in the playoffs every year because who they got? The Sun Devils?
Yeah.
The Utah Utes? That's who they competing with? Colorado?
Sounds like you're throwing some shade at the Big 12.
I've been saying that it'll be a long time before a champion come out of the Big 12, in my personal opinion.
Throw as much shade as you want. I don't care. I have a stat that should make Blue Jackets fans feel a little bit better about the lackluster offseason thus far. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, we are still noticing some lane restrictions for folks over in Delaware County. This is happening on 36 between 42 and S Section Line Road. That's been going on all last week from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. because of some pavement repairs in that area. The project was supposed to end last Friday, but looks like things are still ongoing according to ODOT's website. So make sure, again, if you're heading out in that area on 36 in those overnight hours, again, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., be extra cautious for those crew members working the road that night. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Victor's Home Solutions. Schedule your free 21-point roof and window inspection today at victors.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Looking back at my Awaken 180 goals, and very deep on the list was to beat my guy Austin Ward at golf. Well, played in the Marysville Marathon with him on Saturday, and let's just say mission accomplished. The biggest part, though, I wasn't lugging around those extra 75 pounds in that brutal heat while playing 36 holes. That was the real difference. I felt my stamina was way better. I'm not saying you're going to be a scratch golfer after losing the weight, but if your Awaken 180 results are like mine, you'll be able to crush Austin too. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
The next time Tyvis hits a home run in softball will be the first time Tyvis hits a home run in softball. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Take the seventh caller right now, 614-821-9710. Winner gets a pair of tickets to OSU versus Grambling. Saturday,
number 7,
September 6th. Yeah. Buckeye football tickets is what I have. One grand prize winner. You get the 2 tickets if you call in now and win. But one grand prize winner is going to get 2 nights at the Blackwell, valet parking, 2 Fisher pregame passes, and tickets to the game. Buckeye Saturdays begin at OhioStateBuckeyes.com. You can grab single game tickets that are on sale now. Gear up and get ready for game day. A message from the Fan and Ohio State football. What were you pointing out on the TV, Tyvis?
I didn't know. The U.S. lost to Mexico in soccer?
Yeah, in the Gold Cup. It was a 1-1 game. I saw it halftime. I didn't watch the end of it, but yeah, U.S. has got a lot of work to do between now and next year when they host the World Cup, along with Mexico and Canada. But we'll see. If the U.S. gets out of the group stage, I'll be real happy. I'm not expecting much. I don't think this team's very good. I don't have many expectations of this team.
Where is your pride for your country?
I mean, I can have pride. I can also be realistic that they're
not good.
Well, this team, it's a bunch of guys who aren't probably, a lot of them aren't going to make the final World Cup roster.
Is this the same thing where the guy was mad at the other guy for taking some time off?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of, this is when Clint Dempsey, former U.S. national teamer, was mad and Landon Donovan. We're talking about some of the players who didn't play in this because they were playing in other tournaments, or they just, in Christian Pulisic's case, he needed time away. He needed to just get some rest.
And then the one guy said, you can't say, neither one of y'all can say anything about it, but I can.
Yeah, Clint Dempsey, because he didn't take a sabbatical, unlike Landon Donovan, who did. All right, so Blue Jackets so far this offseason, Tyvis, we were expecting a lot more. We were wanting them to go after, well, you know who you wanted.
Mitch.
Your guy, Mitch Marner.
Money-making Mitch.
Well, and the reports are he wanted to go to Vegas.
I don't care what he wanted. For the right price, he would have wanted to come to Columbus.
That could be a fact. I don't know what motivates these players, but I would think at least a few of them might say largest paycheck. Well, some guys say maybe they feel like
that you can't win in Columbus.
You know what? You're making. I don't even know what argument I'm making here, because you're making an excellent point. Because what I was going to say is, they feel like there's a culture of winning in Vegas because they've been more successful, which is insanity for us as Jackets fans to even say as an excuse for the Jackets, because the Vegas Knights have been around for like 5 years.
I was about to say, they just
or 10 years, whatever it's been. The Jackets have been around for 25 years. And yet we're saying you can't blame Mitch Marner for wanting to go play in a desert for a team that didn't exist 10 years ago. You're exactly right. There's no excuse. Anyway, here is something that should make you feel a little bit better about the hopefully what we're going to see this year for the Jackets, right? Because as we talked about at length last week, the Jackets, in my opinion, overpaid for Provorov to get him back into the lineup. However,
you still ain't going to let it go.
Well, the reality is, as we know, there were defensemen out there, but the market, I don't think, was as good as people thought. Certainly, I think a lot of NHL GMs, including Don Waddell, were caught off guard by just how quickly a lot of these guys are going to re-sign and the amounts they were looking for. Mm-hmm. Teams were not, there weren't a lot of deals happening, right? But here's a stat that I saw from Aaron Portzline of The Athletic that maybe should help you feel better. So last year, there were 41 games where Zach Werenski, Dante Fabro, Den Matejchuk, and Ivan Provorov all dressed and played for the Jackets, right? There's only 41 games where they were all up here. Fabro didn't get signed until partway through the year. Matejchuk wasn't called up till partway through the year. Anyway, all those guys, when they're all four in the lineup, Blue Jackets went 26, 13, and 2 for a .658 percentage.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And allowed just 2.95 goals per game. Anything under 3 goals per game, that's winning hockey usually in the NHL.
Okay.
In the 41 games in which one or more were missing from the lineup, the Jackets were 14, 20, and 7 for a .427 winning percentage. So almost 200 points, percentage points lower, right? So like basically 20% more wins when all four of those guys dress. Mm-hmm. They're all four with the Jackets back under contract, signed, ready to go.
So that's what they selling us on.
Yes. They're saying if that group can stay together defensively, that should be a pretty good core.
They claimed that it was health reasons. You know, if our team stays healthy. That's basically when you look at what they did this offseason and how they committed to the same guys, they essentially said the only reason we didn't make the playoffs is because guys got hurt during the course of the season. Yeah. And if they stay healthy, we have no doubt that we'll make the playoffs. That's pretty much what they're saying.
Oh, yeah. They're hoping that if health stays a factor, and that's fair, right? You had some health issues last year. Sean Monahan didn't play as much as he was expected to because of that. Boone Jenner was out for a large portion of the season. Like, if those guys are healthy, that's probably a different year. And again, the Jackets barely missed. So I just hope, we talked about the Guardians a lot in the first hour about how last year they were really close, not to make they made the playoffs, but they were really close to going to the World Series. And everyone, I think, reasonable Guardians fans and most people around baseball said, man, if they would have just done a little bit more at the deadline, who knows?
They needed a stick.
They needed a bat, and they didn't go after it. They thought, let's just see what we've got. This offseason, they did the opposite of going for it. If anything, they let guys go that they should have kept. And now look where they are. They're completely out of everything. They're on a 10-game losing streak, and yesterday should be the nail in the coffin for anyone who thought the Guardians are going to be any good this year. My hope is with the Jackets that we don't see something similar where they say, hey, last year we were not close to making the Stanley Cup, but close to making the playoffs with all the stuff that had gone on. Now we'll have a whole regular offseason. We'll have a bunch of our core back. Hopefully everybody will be healthy and we'll make the playoffs. Let's hope. But in pro sports, if you don't make improvements, if you just kind of stay status quo, that usually isn't the best way to go about winning and improving and things like that.
I've never been a fan of just running it back. Like I hate when teams like, we're just gonna run the exact same team. You got to tweak it a little bit, because just running it back is never going to be the answer. I guess they did. They made a trade though. What's the trade?
Yeah, Charlie Coyle came in. Yeah, they got a couple bottom 6 guys that should help you out a little bit. It's not like they did nothing this offseason. There's still more offseason to go, but we were hearing it was going to be a splash. Offseason was going to be splash.
Charlie Coyle.
Yeah, fine. He seems like a good player. I hope he can do some good things here. Add some veteran leadership to this team. One other thing that was good over the weekend that happened was you had Dmitry Voronkov, who was one of those guys that is a future.
Yeah.
If you're not going to trade him, which like the Noah Dobson deal, they wanted to, the Jackets were in on him with the Islanders. They wanted to bring him in, big defenseman who would seen as basically an improvement from what they had. If they sign him, they're not signing Provorov. Like they probably he would have been the upgrade. He ended up going to Montreal, partially because it's believed that the Islanders wanted both the Jackets' first-round picks and a prospect and Voronkov. Like they wanted all right. And so the Jackets, fair or not, I mean, I think it's probably smart of them to say, yeah, we're going to pass on that. It's a little too rich for our blood. But then you can't let Voronkov walk, and they didn't. He was arbitration eligible. He's a restricted free agent. They signed him to a 2-year, $8.35 million deal, annual value of about $4.1 million. It's good value for him. He's a talented player. He, I think he counted for 47 points last year, 21 goals. So, yeah, young player, good player, 20 goals. Hopefully he improves on those numbers. Jackets' basic tenet is if our young guys continue to improve and our old guys stay healthy and give us what they're capable of when healthy, this is a playoff team. We'll find out.
Isn't that what everybody thinks?
No.
Like every team?
No. There are teams that shouldn't think that do. And then there are teams that are like, no, we're actively tanking. They know that they're not, right? But
what about the Blackhawks, the Chicago Blackhawks? You think they tank?
Their thought is, have you seen Connor Bedard? Isn't he great? Don't look at any of the other roster. Just look at Connor Bedard.
What about
there
the
you go.
San Jose Sharks?
Terrible. Atrocious.
What about the
disgusting? How many more ways can I go on about that?
What about the Ducks?
Bad. I mean, they've
got
drafted young guys, but
who had the first pick of the draft this year?
I forget. I don't even know, honestly. I can't even tell you. It was just a week ago, and I've already forgotten it. Deleted it from my brain. Didn't need to know it. Good news was it wasn't the Blue Jackets.
Let me see.
Who was it? Dylan, do you know? You have any idea who the first pick of the NHL draft was? I don't know why I can't remember that.
I couldn't. You could put a gun to my head, and I would have not the slightest clue who the number 1 overall pick. Baker's probably here. Maybe we should ask him.
We could Google it. I'm good.
The internet is a thing as well.
The Islanders had it. Was that Matthew Schaefer guy? That's who they got.
Yeah, my guy.
You could put a gun to my head.
Don't do that. Don't do that with me, at least when it comes to anything sports related that I'm supposed to remember off the top of my head, because it's going to be very hit or miss. Coming up next, our overachiever of the week. Now, usually on this segment, this is something that lifts you up. I do have a bit of a sad note on this week's overachiever of the week, but we're going to celebrate a life next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are noticing a lot more traffic out there for your Monday commute, especially as more people step back into work after an amazing holiday weekend here. Some of those congested areas are going to be 71, that northbound direction, right by Frank Road as you head into the city this morning, especially on our west side as well. This is just north of West Jefferson, have that ongoing construction out there. This is 70 eastbound leading into the city as well. 61 miles per hour for your drive times. Just make sure to take it nice and slow for crew members working the scene this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Cool cars, cool people, good time. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Vendor Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dick's Deal Days are happening now. You won't want to miss our biggest sale of the summer. Scorecard members earn a $20 bonus reward on your purchase of $150 or more. Plus, 3 days of amazing savings start Tuesday. Check out offers from brands like Nike, Adidas, Hoka, and Stanley. And check back daily for new one-day deals Tuesday through Thursday. Score the season's hottest savings before they're gone on July 10th. Shop in the app and on Dicks.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
It's hot out. Stay in the house and cool yourself with the sweet sounds of The Fan. You can watch on YouTube or tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan. It's the equivalent of putting ice cubes down your pants. All right! The Fan.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Yeah. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. With Window Nation, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less, so you can get back to your daily routine right away. Personally, I wouldn't procrastinate. You don't want to wait on this deal. It's a trustworthy company like Window Nation, getting your windows in 1 day or less. 50% off all window styles now, plus 0 interest until 2030 with Window Nation. Call them up, 866-90NATION, or visit windownation.com to get your free quote on replacement windows. 866-90NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
Overachiever of the week coming up in mere moments. But first, I just saw this, and Nate in the chat, who is one of our top chatters in the YouTube chat. You can join Nate. Go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right there. Nate said, Columbus is a small market, continually finishes close to last in the league. Why are you homers always puzzled when players don't want to come here? I'm not, but I also don't think that's accurate. We were talking about, like, Mitch Marner choosing to go to a place like Vegas, which I understand in a small sense, because Vegas has had more success in the last 5 years than the Jackets have. That's all fair, but that's my problem. Is Vegas? Yes, they got kissed by the league when they came in with that ridiculous entry draft where they got all these great players from a bunch of teams. But since then, they built on that and been great, and they've done a lot to make their organization better. They are in a non-traditional hockey market. Las Vegas is a desert. That is, and I don't know, man, maybe Mitch Marner just loves to see Wayne Newton, and he's a big fan of going to, I don't know, Circus for their little, like, haunted house that they do. But Vegas is great to visit for a week or a few days. To live there and play there is a very... You're telling me Columbus is a worse place to live and work and all that than Las Vegas, Nevada? I'm sorry. If you really like casinos that much, that's fine. But I could see a lot of players who would say, between the two of those, I think I could enjoy myself in Columbus, Ohio. I'm just saying the Jackets have a lot of work to do to make this organization one. And they're building it in the inside of that organization. Now you have to win. Now you have to put the final piece together where people say, oh, yeah, that's a winning place. I can go there and help them win a Stanley Cup. He probably believes he can do that in Vegas. He doesn't yet believe he could probably do that in a place like Columbus, fair or not.
I mean, it's clear that Mitch is big into science. He went to Vegas so he could be close to Area 51.
Oh.
That's what this is about.
Okay. Wait,
he thinks
so Area 51 is science related? What do you mean?
I think so. I mean, it's aliens, and
alien
UFOs
space
and
science
stuff up in there.
I like that.
So
Mitch Marner chose to be close to Area 51 so he could crack the code on what's really going. He's going to get to the bottom of it. Who is he, Aaron Rodgers?
Just saying.
That seems like something. That's an Aaron Rodgers move right there. He wants to get to Vegas to get close to it.
That's so dope. That's the only difference.
I guess
Area
that could be
51 is closer. We don't have it in Columbus. So.
I guess you're right.
I also think when it comes to the Blue Jackets offseason, it's like a perception is reality type thing where every insider there was told us how much moves they were going to make.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of nothing happened. I think if all that didn't come out and we got the offseason that we got, we'd be like, okay. But because we got told that so many big trades were going to be made and free agents were going to be signed, that's what's making it disappointing.
I think that's fair. I also think, to your point, if all of the reports coming out had been like, Provorov is out the door. He will never play for the Jackets again. Voronkov doesn't want to do a deal. All these, if that was what we were hearing, and then you had these deals happen, you would say, oh, man, that's awesome. The expectations being set, unfortunately, fair or not, I don't know how the expectations are getting out there, but usually when people as plugged in as Elliot Friedman are putting things out there like, oh, the Jackets are going to be in on a lot of, you wait. They're hearing that from agents. They're hearing that also probably from people who work for the Jackets who are saying, yeah, I think we're going to be really active this year, off the record, on the record, whatever. And it didn't happen. Now, all we need to know is what's going to happen during the season. That's where the ultimate proof comes from. But we are allowed to look at the offseason and have our grades on it and then go say, oops, we were wrong. If in February they are a top 3 team in the East and they're playing out of their minds, then great. We won't care about this offseason. But that's something that I hope that we as Jackets fans who are nervous about all that, I hope we're wrong. Let's just say that. All right, it's overachiever time. Let's do it.
And now it's time to highlight someone who's better than us in every single way. Meet our overachiever of the week.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, sad news to give you. Former White Sox pitcher, former Red Sox pitcher, Bobby Jenks, passed away this weekend. Actually, on July 4th, he passed away at the age of 44. Bobby Jenks had issues with cancer that ultimately claimed his life. They said it was... I forget what the exact term was, but it was it was adenocarcinoma. There it is, of the stomach. So not great. Ooh. This is a sad thing. He was living in Portugal with his wife and her family. He passed away this past Friday. We are thinking of his family through this tough time. But I think it's important to highlight just how impactful Bobby Jenks was with the Chicago White Sox back in 2005. He made his major league debut, sadly enough, almost 20 years to the day, July 5th of 2005. He got called up to the big club after being a dude in high school that really wasn't that well recruited. He actually couldn't play baseball in high school because of grades. He played American Legion ball, but he was a big enough talent that people found him, noted what he could do. He was clocked at an amateur camp throwing 100.
Oh.
That'll put you on the radar, right?
Yeah, it would.
Now,
as an amateur,
oh, yeah. So, this past weekend, when the announcement came down that he passed away, ESPN had a tweet that they got a lot of flack for, where they basically said, Bobby Jenks, who was a member of the 2005 Chicago White Sox team that won the World Series. No. He was the closer on that team. He got called up that season after posting some ridiculous numbers in minor league ball. gets caught up. He closed out games 1 and 4. The White Sox, if you don't remember, swept the Astros in that series.
Yeah.
He did blow game 2. He had a blown save, but ended up pitching in a couple innings in their extra innings win they had in game 3. Anyway, the point is, he had as much to do with it as anyone.
Yes.
That team won the World Series. He wasn't just a guy who was there. Sadly, this is the 20th anniversary of that team winning, and you know they're doing a lot of reunion stuff and come back and, honor everybody. They wanted to get him back. I don't think he was able to make it prior to, obviously, his passing. But, yeah, we are thinking of his family and all that. But this is a guy who didn't play high school ball and found his way to being one of the most impactful pieces on a World Series team. It's too bad that he's gone too soon.
That's incredible accomplishment to not play high school and still make them. Like, that's sad and unfortunate. Cancer does it again. I can't stand it.
No, I know. It's an awful thing. But he also, by the way, don't forget, had a streak where he retired like 41 consecutive batters, one of the highest numbers anybody's ever posted in the major leagues. So, yeah, it wasn't just that he was in that World Series, had a great little run. He had gone on a few years after that and was still pretty dominant. So, yeah, a great pitcher in his time. All right, trouble for the Guardians, not just on the field. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, a heads up for folks over in Westerville. We want to tell you about a new ramp closure that's going to be starting tonight. So that 270 eastbound ramp to 71 northbound, that will be closed today and tomorrow from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Definitely in those overnight hours. A great detour to note, just in case you're in the area, again, in those overnight hours, just take 270 eastbound in that direction. Hop off that first exit, Cleveland Avenue there, loop back on 270 in that westbound direction, then continue on 71 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Declare your independence on the open road with RCD RV, July 5th through 19th. Shop 650 plus RVs now at rcdrv.com.
Hey guys, AR here. If you've been struggling to choose where to go for testosterone replacement therapy, look no further than Low T Center and the new Synergenix Health app. You'll get everything you won't find anywhere else. With the new Synergenix app, you can book appointments, view lab results, have face-to-face telehealth visits. You can receive med reminders, order supplements, pre-check into visits, and so much more. With Low T Center and the new Synergenix Health app, taking control of your health has never been easier. And for a limited time, the T-test is still free at Low T Center. Other places charge hundreds of dollars just to get started. Not at Low T Center. And their treatment is covered by most major insurance, so the cost could be minimal. Synergenix and Low T Center have been changing patients' lives for a combined 25 years. So take the first step. Download the Synergenix Health app now, or even book the appointment today by visiting fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Take control of your health.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger Pharmacy for details.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love but you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Mark your calendars for Diamond
Cellar's Wedding Weekend, July 25th and 26th. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Wedding Weekend is back with incredible offers you won't want to miss. Enjoy buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. We've had the guaranteed best price and an unmatched selection for over 78 years. Choose a jeweler you can trust and come see us July 25th and 26th at Diamond Cellar on Salma Road or at Easton Town Center.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gehanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy, for about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Evan Cohen here. Typically, you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-thru and expect a gourmet meal to go. Well, here's an exception. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are also extremely qualified for your job. Just use ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can proactively find qualified candidates in minutes. No wonder why ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds lost in Philadelphia yesterday by a final score of 3-1. Phillies pitcher Zach Wheeler threw a complete game one-hitter. That one hit happened to be an Austin Hayes homer in the 5th, but that wasn't enough as the Redlegs lost 2 of 3 to the Phils over the weekend. Up next, the Reds will come back home for a 4-game series with the Marlins. You can catch that game on ESPN Columbus. Coverage starts at 6:40. And the Cleveland Guardians continue their struggles as they were swept by the Detroit Tigers over the weekend. The Guards were actually tied at 1 going into extras, but the Tigers played at 6 runs in the 10th inning, and Cleveland now has lost 10 straight games. Up next for Cleveland, they'll travel to Houston to start a 3-game series with the Astros tonight. First pitch is at 8:10. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Don't put off losing weight this summer. Reach your goal during the easiest season for weight loss. Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important, you're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You see this guy, Tyvis, 2026 Michigan corner commit Dorian Barney. He had a little bit of Jeremiah Smith type of moment.
What's that?
Where Jeremiah Smith last week said, "I'm not losing to Michigan again. That's not happening. I can't have that happen the next couple of years." This 2026 commit, who's not even on campus yet, obviously, he said, "I will not lose to Ohio State." That's just a reminder. That is Dorian Barney. Quite sure that'll get saved in case.
So there's a conundrum there because he 26, you say?
Jeremiah Smith will be here.
That'll be Jeremiah's last year. So somebody's lying. I don't know who it is. Somebody's telling a lie.
Yeah, that is correct. That's fine. Everybody can say whatever they want. I just want it to happen. I just want Ohio State to get back to beating Michigan so we don't have to have this hanging over our heads.
I think that's like That should be like at the top of the list. Like,
it's number one for me.
Objective.
It's always number one for me. But this year, I hope more Buckeye fans realize, all right, you got the national championship trophy sitting there. Sure, we'd like to repeat with that. It's not It's not a zero-sum game. You can do all of it. But I'm just saying, if we get out of this season and yet again there's no gold pants, that's going to leave a hole in my soul. It doesn't mean that I couldn't have that hole filled by another national championship, but that's not easy to replicate, is all I'm saying. The success from last year, replicating that again is going to be tough. Buckeyes are as capable of anyone of doing it, but
I think
got to get off this Michigan slide. Can't have 5 in a row to Michigan. I can't. And then haven't won since 2019 because they didn't play in 2020.
Yeah.
We can't go into 2026 not having beaten Michigan. Come on.
I think that it is one of those things that we have to aim to be like the 2002 team, because we've won 2 national championships since 2002, but none of those teams record-wise have been unblemished. You know, we've had 1 loss with me and then 2 losses last year with the one that they won last year. So we got to find a way to get undefeated. And I know that in today's college football, that's a tough ask. I don't even know if it's possible to fully go undefeated, because that's a lot of football games that you got to be just on it for.
Well, you're playing, 12 in the regular season.
Then you got the Big Ten championship, which will make it 13. Then you'll have
at least 3, if not 4 playoff
so
games.
So you look at 16 to 17 and no.
That's an NFL season.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So that's
a lot of ball to be played. I don't know if we could get that. Like, I really don't.
That is crazy to think, though, that you're right. You could theoretically play 5 college football games after your 12th college football. Like, that's almost another half season that you're talking about playing.
Oh, and by the way, next year it's going up to 16 teams, so you probably maybe have another game. Is that
right? I don't even know how they'll work all that out, but
that's a lot of ball. And then you get
anyway. Just
NFL
remember
going up to 18 games, man.
Just remember when Cardale Jones said, "We're not here to play school," people lost their minds, and yet we are in a spot where it's like, oh yeah,
he should have never said that.
No, he was wrong. He was 100% right.
He shouldn't have said.
He was 100% right.
That's one of those things that you could think it. You can think it.
No, but
you can talk. You can even talk about it amongst your friends.
It's absolutely insane.
Broadcast it.
No.
He's an idiot.
I'm saying it's absolutely insane that people gave him crap for that, because he was spot on right. Because if any Buckeye fan was asked, all right, you don't like what Cardale Jones said, cool. Do you want him to skip a game so he can go write a term paper? No one in their right mind would say, oh yeah, he's not here to play football. He's here to go to school.
T-Bone.
That's BS, and everybody knows it. You want him to play football first, or basketball, or whatever sport you play. The school is secondary. It has been for 100 years. That's what they've done. Don't pretend. All your buddy Cardale had to do was he actually said the thing that everyone already knows, and people lost their minds. Said, "How dare you bring that up?"
First of all,
we know.
First of all, you will never. He's not my buddy. We're not buddies.
No, you're buddies.
No, we're not. We're ex-roommates. That's what we are. So let's just leave that relationship as it is.
Ex-roommates.
Secondly,
don't lend each other cars the way that you two do.
I will forever be on the side opposite of whatever he says.
Okay.
Whatever he says, I'm going the opposite way with it.
So you were there to play school? Football was secondary?
That's right. That's why I graduated in 3 years.
Hey, that's good.
Because school was very important to me.
Did you get any all academic honors, Tyvis?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't go that hard, but I was able to graduate early so I could focus on football.
Listen,
but I kept the main objective.
I'm just pointing out that we just talked about a guy who signed for Texas Tech for $5.1 million. Did he sign that because he's going to do some research on how to cure cancer?
Yes,
no,
he might.
He might, but that's secondary. He's playing school. His real reason he's there is to go do football as essentially an employee.
The NFL is not for everybody.
No, it's not.
So
and not everybody's.
So if it don't work out, he got to have.
I agree with you, and you know my solution on this. You agree with my solution.
You defer.
My solution, if anybody hasn't heard this, if all these people who say, they're here to do school. School's the most important thing. Great. Let them do the school when they're not playing. Let any player in college sports who's on scholarship take that scholarship to any 4-year period in their life that they want to. That doesn't necessarily have to be when they're playing the sport. Because then they could actually focus on it. Then they could actually get the degree they want. If you're 32 years old and you're done in the NFL, and then you decide, let me go to school and figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life, now you might have a different perspective than when you're 18 and you think you're going to the NFL. I'm just saying, when that time is over for you, if it's 22, 32, or 42, at some point you could use that degree and actually go do something you want with it. And that would you have been able to focus on school a little bit more if you didn't have to do it while you were playing at Ohio State? I bet you could have.
I think that's an excellent solution, because there's actually some majors that you can't even do because it interferes with football scheduling. So, I don't know if you want to be a physical therapist, you want to be an engineer or something you necessarily can't do that, because if those classes is during practice, you can't take them.
May he rest in peace. I remember when Demetrius Stanley used to be on this radio station many years ago, former Buckeye wide receiver. And I remember him talking about how it's complete BS, the way that people talk about that aspect of it, because they don't realize how difficult it is to try to pursue a degree while you have the coaches on your ass constantly about everything else. I'm just saying, for everybody who says, how dare someone point out that going to, they weren't here to go to school, they were here to play football or basketball. Fine. Let the scholarship be good when you're 50. Or you know what? If someone doesn't want to go to school, they can give it to their kids, and their kid can go for free. It's one scholarship you can use on yourself or on a family member or whoever.
They ain't gonna take it that far. They might defer it, but
why? Because we're not here to play school. We're here to play football, and the school part is just a secondary thing. I'm telling you, I know everybody at Ohio State gets mad when you say stuff like that. Fine, then prove me wrong. Let people use the scholarship whenever they want to. Let all your guys who play, they can come back to school and do it whenever. They don't have to take a class when they're playing. I would love it if the NCAA would adopt something like that, but they won't.
I just want my $25,000 that everybody else is about to get.
Is that what it is for the
every year that you're eligible?
The house settlement?
Yeah. So if you did 4 years after if you did like 16, 17, 18, 19 season,
you're getting $100,000?
Yeah. I got a buddy that's getting 25 because he came out after 2016. So yeah, he's getting $25,000.
Oh my gosh.
I'm mad.
You should be. I'm mad for you. I'm sorry, buddy. That's BS that it started in 2016.
I just don't understand how they landed. It doesn't make any sense how they landed on 2016.
Yeah, go back further.
Why 2016?
I'm with you. Let's start a new class action lawsuit to get the people from 2015 to, I don't know, whatever year you think is fair.
I think they tried it already.
Oh, well, we got to do it again. All right, we didn't talk about the problems for the Guardians. We'll do that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are reporting a crash happening in the downtown area, 670, that eastbound direction, just past 71 South. We do have a right shoulder blocked at this hour, so taking a live look at the scene. Again, 670 eastbound, just west of Joyce Avenue. We do notice first responders still on the scene. Looks like 2 cars may have been involved as well. So again, if you're heading in this area, be aware of some delays and just make sure to take it nice and easy for the crew members still on scene. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate you snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your significant other will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, it stops your snoring. That's the point. It's quick, it's comfortable, and it's an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea. And he's helped countless patients breathe easier, sleep better, and live healthier, more energized lives. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Schedule your appointment now with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that's sleepbettercolumbus.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. Give Bath R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Tomorrow.
I have taught many students over my 34-year career in public education. And I've had the honor of serving more than 100,000 public school educators as the president of the Ohio Education Association. As I retire from teaching and we welcome a new OEA president next week, I want to say thank you for this enormous privilege.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Good morning, everybody. Expect wake-up temperatures to be in the 70s with mostly clear skies. Then today, it'll be mostly to partly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon to early evening, some with heavy downpours and highs in the upper 80s. For tonight, lows in the 70s with isolated showers and storms possible. And then for Tuesday, we'll see highs in the upper 80s with chances of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, expect skies to be partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo for The Fan with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheetz. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Tyvis has something to tell you.
I got to tell everybody about Tri-State because, men, summer is the season for romance. You could go on vacations. You could walk the beach. You can have rooftop dinners. You can have these spontaneous weekend getaways where you sit there all day, wine and dine a woman, and then you have erectile dysfunction. And if you have erectile dysfunction, now you did all that and you don't even get to reap the rewards. Don't be that guy. Go holler at my guys at Tri-State Men's Health. They are there when the pills and herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. That's talk about a reward after whining and dining. There's 2 locations here in Columbus, one in Hilliard, the other one's in Westerville. That's the one that I go to. You can schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a TNPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Bad news for the Guardians. We already know they suck. They are out of it. The Nails are
you worse than Dylan on a Sports Center update.
They're terrible. What do you want me to say? They've lost 10 in a row, including one yesterday where they had it down to the last strike to get the win against the Tigers, just to give you like a little moral victory, even though it would have been an actual on-the-field victory.
Why can't you just say the Guardians are bad right now?
They're awful. Well, it's bad on the field, right? And then you have the thing that emerged just last week, late in the week, right before everybody went off for fireworks and everything else, with Luis Ortiz being placed on leave after he had 2 June starts.
Paid leave now.
Well, paid leave, yeah, because the Players Association, but they're investigating him over gambling allegations. He had 2 first pitches. First pitch, you can bet
innings.
Yeah, well, you can bet on that, right? You can bet on the first pitch of an inning be a
strike.
Right. And he had 2 that were apparently had some interesting activity on them that flagged this betting integrity website. They said this is odd, and then one of the 2 pitches was like 3 feet off the plate in the dirt and looked. I mean, the catcher didn't even try to get it. He just looked at it as it went by and put his hand out for the ump to give him a new ball. This is on the first pitch of an inning. It's not typical that you see someone have that poor a control.
What I don't understand about it is, like, let's say he's guilty. Let's say he did do
just
this.
Hypothetically, it's alleged, right? Allegedly
speaking. Let's say that he told somebody, "Listen, I want you to put this money down." What do you think? Why not just like $100 or something? I don't know what he put down.
I don't know.
But if it's that large where it flags something, yeah, you probably should not. I wouldn't put $20,000 on. Yeah, this is gonna be a ball. Like that's ridiculous.
I think that's part of what it is. I don't know. There's no information here, right? Major League Baseball or anybody else is not saying, oh yeah, here's the amounts that were bet, but it could just be something as simple as no one is betting on any of this, or a handful of people bet on this thing, and then one day there were just suddenly
I would have put $100 on. You got to slow grind this.
But you know what? If you put 5 cents on it, Major League Baseball says you've compromised the integrity and you get banned for life.
No, I'm saying I understand that part, but I'm saying if you were to do it, it's like I feel like OJ. If I had done it, this is how I would do it.
Maybe Luis Ortiz has that coming out in his upcoming book. I don't know. So this doesn't look good. And obviously the Guardians need any good news they can get. They don't need more bad news. They are now, what are they, 14 games out, 7 out of a playoff spot in the wild card.
The season's over.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like,
this is your last piece. Remember Frankie Lindor?
Mm-hmm. I'm very familiar with him as a Mets fan.
You traded him for Jimenez. Jimenez was part of that deal.
Yeah.
Then you traded Jimenez for Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, this is the last piece of your Lindor trade.
And now
that if he's guilty, he's probably banned for life.
Oh yeah, if they figure out that he did this, absolutely. Now, just because a guy threw a bad pitch doesn't mean that he's guilty. Obviously, he could say, "Yeah, it slipped out of my hand," and that. You have to have some proof that shows that he knew someone bet on this for him, or he placed a wager himself, or whatever. But
he needs Shohei's dude. You got to take.
He's a fall guy.
You just got to take this. You got to take this fall.
I saw Jeff Passan talking about this, where he said, Major League Baseball Insider. He said that this is an exposure that Major League Baseball doesn't want to acknowledge, but that it's a real problem because being able to have these prop bets on. Will this person, especially for pitchers, throw a strike with their first pitch or not? That is just something that's It's very easy to do something like that, to manipulate it. Now, I guess maybe this is a reason why the Major League Baseball umpires are so bad, is because on first pitches, if a guy's like, I don't want to be too suspicious, I'm going to throw it low, but not really that close to the zone, then an umpire just rings him up and says, and now you've screwed up the guy's bet. Maybe that's the ultimate way they could fight this, but I just didn't consider that anyone who's getting paid the money that Major League Baseball players are getting paid, you just wouldn't think any of them would want to risk that gravy train for any amount of money. Like, say you put 20 grand on it, then what? You double your money and make 40 grand? You're a Major League Baseball player. What's the minimum salary? You're getting like over $500,000. You want to risk that to make, like, I'm just saying, what would be an amount that would be suspicious on gambling, something like that? It can't be. If you put 10 grand on a first pitch, people are going to notice that. That's going to flag something.
The problem is,
you're putting yourself at risk anyway, just to even make it, and that can't be worth your while.
I think what happens is you probably get in a friend circle, and the friend's like, hey, you know what, just for kicks and giggles, you should throw a ball on the third inning. And he was like, yeah, sure, I throw a ball on the opening inning. But what happened is that friend probably was like, "Oh, you gonna do it for real? Okay, well, I'm about to bet my mortgage
you have to have better friends then, because you have to say, why do you want to know that?
I'm about to put
I'm not going to do that for you.
He told me he was gonna throw a ball, so I'm about to put the mortgage on this and double.
Could you imagine if that's what it is?
That's probably what happened.
Your whole name. Well, I don't know that it probably happened, but if something like that is what caused this to get flagged, and it's all because a buddy was just like, "Oh yeah, I thought that'd be fun to do," because he said he was going to not throw a strike to this guy. Like, I mean, that's that. Then we got a bigger issue. And I do understand where Jeff Bass is coming from, is that, like, this is it's probably going to lead to, at some point, probably not anytime soon, but if we have more of these type of scandals, you are going to see fewer and fewer states allowing prop bets. That would be my guess as to where this all heads. Like, you already have it right now, like in the state of Ohio, you cannot bet prop bets on college players. I'm sure because they're amateurs and they're not pro athletes. Just ignore the fact that a lot of the guys who probably would be bet on are making lots of money from playing football. But fine, they don't want to corrupt college football in that way, or college basketball. The reality is, if they find enough of these type of irregularities, you won't have to make a law about it. A lot of these gambling houses will just say, yeah, we're not taking prop bets because we're worried that players are doing something. They'll find a way to get rid of those if they think that's what's worthwhile.
But people love to bet on those prop bets.
Yeah, but you know what I want to know? But that's like, okay, if a guy's going to go over or under 20 points in an NBA game, right? I mean, you'd have to then assume that a guy would say, I'm going to purposefully tank my entire game to not get these prop bets. Something as simple as a first pitch, you don't have to tank anything for the rest of the game. You can literally throw one pitch out of the strike zone and then go have you can throw a perfect game.
I'm actually curious.
And have the first pitch be a ball and still have a perfect game on the table. I'm just saying, like, that's the level of, you could throw one pitch and cause the game to be in question, and that's something that Major League Baseball may say, we don't want those type of prop bets. You can have, will this guy hit a homer? You can have, will this guy last 5 innings in this game? Stuff like that. But something as simple as, will he throw a pitch that's a ball or a strike for the first pitch of this inning? They might just say, yeah, it's not worth the risk. We're not even bothering with that.
I might get on Prime Sports and see if I can do that today.
Bet on
the inning to see if the first pitch is a ball.
People love stuff like that.
I'm only up $5. That's where I'm going with this.
That's what I mean.
Deal. I wonder though, on those two, sessions that they flagged, I wonder if he actually like struck the batters out.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see what happened the rest of that at bat. But the point being, you can throw a ball on the first pitch and then have a monster game the rest of the way.
Yeah,
that is what makes it even worse. Is that it's not even something that's really probably going to it does call the integrity of the game into question, but it's not like a guy saying, I'm not going to rebound at all this game so that I can hit my under on rebounds. That's affecting an entire game.
I agree.
If you literally, or like, who was the guy for the Raptors? The Michael Porter's brother, right? Jonte Porter. Where he was like, I'm taking myself out of the game because I'm sore.
He's out
right.
Of his mind.
This is something where you could literally throw a ball and then be fine the rest of the game, and you've put your career at risk for that. I don't understand why you would do
Payton clip I sent y'all is hilarious. He definitely got a bet down.
Well, that one's on Because who is it? Is it Terry Rozier?
No, it's
Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley's.
Yeah.
That's the well. Rozier was just cleared, right?
Terry's clear. He just
but Malik Beasley's.
he just stinks.
Yeah, there's a clip of Gary Payton Jr. where does he miss the shot?
No. He's not playing.
He's on the bench.
He's on the bench.
He's just sweating it out.
That's right.
We normal people are on our couch sweat out games that we gamble on. You can clearly tell that he is.
But the score's not close in the clip that you said. It's not like, this is a one-possession game.
The spread was 11.5. and the Warriors was up. They went up 14. They was up 12. They sent the guy to the free throw line. The Warriors hit 2 free throws, so they was up 14. So all they needed was to not give up a 3. The Wizards come down, shoot a 3 at the buzzer, and hit it. So he loses the bet. You can see his reaction on the bench.
That's not good. Urban Meyer was asked by a school to join them as their GM this offseason. He turned them down. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are noticing a lot more people on the roads right now, which means some more slowdowns, especially for folks over in Grove City. Good morning to you. If you're stepping out the door this morning, 270 eastbound looks pretty good, even 62 westbound. But the main concern for me is going to be 71, that northbound direction, especially as you get closer to the city. Certain parts, you got 71 miles per hour, but definitely a lot slower. If you're going towards Green Lawn, you got you there at 64 miles per hour. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Victor's Home Solutions. Schedule your free 21-point roof and window inspection today at victors.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at HIMS.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to HIMS.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Guys, don't live with tiredness and low energy. Get your life back with testosterone therapy at Low T Center. Take the test, get those fast results, and start TRT with Columbus's leading experts in men's health. And now it's easier than ever with the new Synergenics Health app, an innovation in healthcare technology you will not find anywhere else. So download the Synergenics Health app now or book an appointment while the test is still free at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. By the way, Reds fans, rightfully so. They are very aggravated that Andrew Abbott didn't get selected for the All-Star team because he has he's been putting up great numbers, had a great season. He'll get selected eventually. He'll be on the All-Star team this year just as I'm sure a manager's pick, but it's a joke that he didn't make the All-Star team. Did you see the Paul Skeens numbers, by the way? Obviously Paul Skeens is an All-Star.
Yes.
But being on a bad team as a great player is just something to watch when you look at one particular stat line. Paul Skeens' numbers this year. He has a 116 innings pitched, 125 strikeouts. Pretty good. 1.9 ERA, 1.94 ERA. His whip is 0.92. Really good. He's 19 games that he's been in. What do you think his record is, Tyvis? Win-loss record.
1-8.
For Paul Skeens, who was one of the best pitchers in the game.
3 or 4 games because they're not winning anything. So he got 3 to 4 wins.
Dylan, what do you think? Paul Skeens, with all the stats I gave you, 19 games he's pitched, and what do you think how many games do you think he's won this year?
I'm going to go with 2.
4. And that's actually surprising. You're right that it's 4.
That's a shame. I feel
terrible.
bad for the guy. He's making millions of dollars, but like his team stinks.
He'll have to console himself with his millions of dollars as he lays his head on Livy Dunn's lap and says, honey, I just don't know. I don't know where I've gone wrong. She just, runs her hand through his hair, just says, it's okay, baby. You'll be fine.
They wasting his good years.
I think, you know what? Don't worry.
Can he demand a trade? They won't trade him.
I mean, they will. Why wouldn't they? Eventually.
Why wouldn't they?
Because they're not going to do anything with him. They know he's going to, if he becomes a free agent, however many years down the road that is, they know that he would go sign anywhere but there.
He's going to go to the Mets.
Well, trade him before that, where he's under team control for all these years, and then go get a ridiculous haul, because that's all the Pirates are ever going to do. They're not going to actually build a team around him. Are you kidding me?
Well, Paul Skeens isn't quite a millionaire yet because he's so early in his career. I think he makes like 800-something thousand. But
jeez.
Yeah.
Well, he does have a few endorsements, though. I'm quite sure.
I'm
put
sure.
him over the top, I would hope.
But T-Bone, this really isn't unprecedented. You would know as a Mets fan, DeGrom won those back-to-back Cy Youngs. He won like 10 games and then 11 games and still won the Cy Young.
That's right.
Because the Mets stunk so bad, but he was so great.
Yeah. Jacob DeGrom was a dude back in the day. It's too bad that Mets weren't a better team when he was there, for sure. But they eventually, that pitching core that they had there for a while, because they had Matt Harvey, they had Syndergaard too, and then obviously DeGrom was there when they got to the point where they did make it to the World Series and sadly couldn't get the deal done against the Royals.
T-Bone, I was informed that we don't have Area 51 in this area, but we have Wright-Patt in Dayton.
Oh, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, yeah. Are you not aware that that's also
they say an alien ship got transported?
The conspiracy theorists love to believe that these Air Force bases have a bunch of stuff hiding in them, and that could be one. They think that Wright-Patt has some.
So we got our own little Area 51.
I guess.
Mitch must have not known. He must have been unaware, just like you, and that's why he didn't come here.
Tyvis' theory is that Mitch Marner went to Las Vegas because he wanted to be close to Area 51 to do some research, a la Aaron Rodgers.
That too. And then
keep an eye on it.
Other things are legal there too.
Sure. There. Okay. Gambling is what I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. They have legalized gambling. Let's go with that. Urban Meyer, former OSU coach. I think we're all aware of who he is. He has a podcast where he talks with, Rob Stone, right, from Fox, and Mark Ingram.
Yep.
And he was on the Triple Option podcast. He said, I didn't tell these guys this. He said, but I had a school come to see me this year and asked if I wanted to be the GM, and a couple of other phone calls. And you start to think, okay, they actually came to see me. Yeah, I'll meet and I'll sit down with you guys. I said, okay, what is the job description? They said, well, basically you meet with all the agents of the 17 and 18-year-olds.
Oh, no.
And I thought I'd rather step on a rusty nail and pull it out myself. So, not surprised.
Oh,
Tyvis, you think Urban Meyer is a fan of the current way college sports are done, where you have agents calling you about playing time?
You know what's interesting? No, I don't think he's a fan of it, but he'd always say, like, I feel like you guys should get paid. He said, like, some of the stuff that you guys go through, he said, I wish we could just have y'all come up, like guys that grade out champions. I wish we could come, like, get y'all a brand new car, because that's, like, it's that important. We want to show y'all how important it is and how hard it is and how much we appreciate y'all going those extra miles. So I think he's a fan of kids getting paid in college. However, I don't think he wants to deal with trying to navigate the correct way it's supposed to be all done.
Well, I think you saw that when you went to the NFL, where suddenly you're in charge, but you got half the roster making more money than you are, or at least a few guys are, right? And you can't just walk up to a guy and say, hey, if you don't do this and that and the other, you're off scholarship or you're out of here next year. I mean, there's guys it's like, sorry, I've got a 5-year contract and I've got a variety of different reasons why this organization's invested in me more than they are you. I'm saying, like, there are college coaches who I think thrive in that environment, and there are college coaches who are like, no, I'm here for the way college coaching has been, which is it's my way or the highway.
I actually wonder if if he never went to the NFL, like if he never did the Jacksonville Jaguars job, would he have become a GM? Because he never would have been around, guys that's making all this money. He's used to kids not getting a dime and things like that, and being able to navigate that. But when you got kids that's getting millions of dollars that may have an attitude like, who are you to tell me blah, 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 like I'm making X, Y, and Z. Like, could he have handled that?
I would think. I mean, him better than I do. I would think not.
I think he would have snapped. I think he would have snapped and pulled it from like, nah, you was making this. You ain't making it no more. I think that he would have definitely done that.
Could you imagine Urban sitting on a phone call with a donor who's like, yeah, I gave this kid $200,000. I think he's great. And because I've heard of that happening with programs where it's like, the booster did what? We didn't want the money to go here. We wanted it. That guy's transferred out. We don't like him. We like this other guy.
Urban would have called that kid and said, "Yeah, you just got a wire. I need you to wire that back. That was not supposed to go."
Yeah,
to
but
you.
how do you think he would have handled the donor? I could just, I would want to be on that phone call.
He would probably tell him, you know what? This is what you do. You send me the money, and we'll allocate those dollars.
Yeah. That's oof.
That's how I think they would do it.
My theory, by the way, on what school called him, because then, of course, it's not Ohio State.
No, it's not Ohio State. Probably
Pantoni's there.
The highest paid GM. Yeah, there's no way.
And there's no way they would have done that. I wouldn't think Ryan Day even is. I don't think he would want his previous coach that he worked for.
That's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, like Urban's around, but he's not directly involved with the school the way that you would be if you're a GM. I'm going to guess Florida's not calling him just because, even though they could use him.
I'm going to say they definitely could.
I just wonder if the bridge is too burned there still, right? Like I don't think anybody at Florida wants to harken back to Urban, not because he wasn't successful, but because everybody there now is like, we have to live up. We want a new identity. We don't want to be compared to Urban all the time.
Hard to,
because they're nowhere near where they were when Urban was there.
Yeah, it would be hard for a coach to be able to thrive with Urban still around. I mean, all you're going to do is live in his shadows, and all people going to tell you is you not him. So, like, you have to deal with that. Then you got to see this guy and actually work with this guy every day. Like,
yeah,
he might as well just go ahead and be the coach again, the way he is. So.
Well, my deductive reasoning here is that Urban's not taking a call from, like, just Nebraska, right? I mean, he'd probably want to work with a school that he's got some familiarity with, would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Utah's another place where he has familiarity, but you think Kyle Whittingham needs any help? Like I don't think he's calling Urban. I think he would say, "Nah, we've got it handled out here." The school I think that probably called him was Bowling Green. That's where he started. He could still say Central to Ohio if he wanted to. He could be involved. He could pop up there. Remember, Eddie George said that Urban called him about the job opening. That's how he said they got in contact about him eventually becoming the head coach of Bowling Green. Was Urban called. So Urban clearly has talked to their people up there that have decision-making powers. I wonder if they didn't say, hey, and as part of that, would you like to be the GM? And maybe he was like, no, hey, I'll help you with the coaching search, but I'm not gonna go that far.
That probably, I could see that.
That's my guess.
I don't know how much how much agents will be able to talk to the MAC.
I mean, I don't. But then, that's probably why he's like, no, I don't want to talk to your agent. You're in the MAC.
But I feel like it shouldn't be that difficult in the MAC. But
that's the level to which I think he hates it. Where he's just like, I don't care if they're asking me for $20,000. No, I don't care if it's $200,000, $20,000, $2,000. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Don't call me. That's not what we're here for. All right, crosstalk. We will talk with our guy, Ryan Baker, coming up next. And then the buzzer. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, some great news for your Monday commute. We just noticed a crash that just cleared up on 670 eastbound, just past that 71 southbound area over in the downtown scene. For a while, the right shoulder was blocked and your drive times were not looking too good. But as I mentioned, 670 eastbound just west of Joyce Avenue. Crews just left the scene. Traffic cones picked up and cars involved just got towed. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Just heard Brandon Beam bragging about finally beating me in golf. Cute story. Let's set the record straight. I lost my 50 pounds with a Wicked 180 first. Brandon saw my results, heard about my golf game, and thought, hey, I better do that too. Sure, Beam had some decent drives last weekend, but who carried the team when the shots really mattered? If your goal is to walk 18, drop 5 pant sizes, reduce your medications, just do exactly what I did. First, Choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thidoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Two men who both know the value of a good hat.
You're bald!
This is Bone and Tyvis.
Very fitting. Very fitting.
Now I'm the only one not wearing a hat right now. Ryan Baker joins us from Bishop and Friends. Bake, how was your weekend?
It was good. Didn't do too much, to be honest.
Did you have a bunless hot dog or hamburger?
I did not have a hot dog. I did have a couple of hamburgers.
Bunless?
I don't know why you communists don't use bread and buns.
See, I'm with you. What's wrong with a bun?
And then I hear you out there with fish
And he's like, it's easy to eat. You don't have to you don't have to use anything. You can just pick it up and eat it. And you're like, oh yeah, you can do that. So you're just over here just grabbing bunless wieners, just eating them without a fork or anything.
See that dude right there behind that glass?
I don't want to.
He criticized me because I said I cut mine. He said, who does that?
Listen, I got the best video ever this weekend from that guy in there, Mr. LeBron James himself. And he goes into his daughter's room and asks who the best basketball player of all time is. And Gianna goes, Michael Jordan. Like she should.
Producer Dylan is the biggest LeBron homer you are likely to ever encounter. It's between you and Matty Ice, probably,
because you
that.
from New York.
I actually just before I got in here got let out of the padded room after she said that. I was in there on watch.
He said he would rather watch all of your firework videos than have her say that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Tyvis is the one who says that it's Giannis Antetokounmpo who is your GOAT. So we have that whole situation to deal with.
He is. He's the most dominant player to come to the game since Shaq.
Yeah. Well, why isn't Shaq your GOAT then? Shaq's more dominant than Giannis was. What are we talking about? Nobody can stop Shaq.
Nobody can stop Giannis.
No, they can't. Geez. They do.
They do it often. They got to do a whole wall to try to stop this man.
But they do it.
No, you know what does it? Injuries.
Okay.
That's what does it. That's what's holding him back. If he really wanted to take that next step to just be on his own plantation,
I've never heard of the Giannis rules.
No.
They have them for sure.
I've never heard.
Oh, yes, they do.
I've never heard the hack a Greek freak defense.
Well, they ain't got a hacker because he hit. Well, I guess he do miss free throws. They did it in the playoffs when he was missing them free throws, where they would count 1, 2, 3.
I'm just saying.
They did it.
They don't name defenses after trying to stop Giannis.
Make a wall to stop Giannis. What are you talking about?
I'm not even sure Giannis is the greatest European player ever.
That's
let alone the greatest of all time.
Y'all out of line. You know what? I got to ask you guys. It's a big day. If you pre-ordered college football, you can play it at noon. Will you be playing it? Did you pre-order it, Baker?
I couldn't tell you the last time I played a video game, Tyvis.
T-Bone, did you pre-order?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
What's that supposed to be?
I didn't pre-order it either. I mean, you know what? You talking about video games so much has made me say maybe I need to get back in and buy one.
Don't do it.
Play some of the football and basketball games that are out there because I just don't play that often.
It's frustrating.
Well, I know.
You go one of these little kids that's like 10 years old and they running them nano blitzes and you can't get the ball out. You're going to throw that controller, so don't even do it.
I was talking with Dylan. We were talking over the weekend and I said, thanks for, because he puts prep in over the weekend and we were actually in the prep sheet at the same time. You can see when someone else is accessing it. And he was like, yeah, it wasn't a big deal. I was in between. I was in a Call of Duty,
in between lobbies of Call of Duty, putting in links into the prep. But I was talking about college football in the group chat. One of my friends, we do this thing where we share home Xboxes. So only one of us needs to buy the game, and then the other one has access to it.
That's funny you say that because my homeboy just bought college football yesterday. He told me, he's like, yeah, I bought it, but his name on my account, so I'm gonna go home and download it off his account.
It's the same
so
thing.
I ain't even got to pay.
Neither one of us are paying for the games. We got someone else.
I said I wasn't buying it this year, so he said I buy it. Go ahead.
Baker, what a world we live in now, where we're defrauding the video game companies we do
Netflix accounts and all that. Yep. They have it on there. It's called game
But
share.
if you hypothetically had a box, you wouldn't have to worry about any of that.
Between the Fire Stick and the shared accounts, Tyvis, I don't know. Are you paying for any?
Allegedly now.
Allegedly.
Tyvis thinks they're getting him for speeding on the way to Cleveland. Nope.
So you were going 65. We did, though. We have to ask you about a show you were watching. It involves blondes, I believe, is what it says on here. We're going to check out.
Yeah, B.O.B. is what they call me.
What's coming up on the show today for you guys, Baker?
Well, we are starting our 20 Most Interesting series today, where we go through the 20 most interesting college football programs to us for the upcoming season, and we do so with Texas Tech, kind of appropriate off of a big offensive lineman that they got in the recruiting battle this week. They did the old okey doke with the Texas hat there and went to Texas Tech. So we will start off with them.
We were just talking about them, how it helps when you have a donor or two
money
that hit it rich and love your university. That seems to be what they're doing at Texas Tech. But I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about it.
Yeah, it might be interesting to see the Red Raiders in the not too distant future.
Absolutely.
They're in the weak Big 12. So,
do you know who their head coach is?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I started preparing for the show today.
No, I do not. It used to be the OC for the Commanders. What's his name?
Cliff Kingsbury?
Yeah, wasn't he there?
He played there.
He wasn't the head coach.
He might have
there?
been the head coach too.
He didn't coach Patrick Mahomes.
Listen, all I remember is Mike Leach.
That's right.
Well,
yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
Indeed. All right, Bishop and Friends coming up next. It's buzzer time now.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
All right, so I saw this story, and I love a two-sport athlete. I love a three-sport athlete. I think it's cool. I wish we had more of them. Four-star quarterback Matt Ponatoski. He has committed to Kentucky, where he will play football. He is 6'2", 195-pound quarterback from Cincinnati, Ohio. Chose the Wildcats over Oregon, Alabama, and Arkansas, a.k.a. Arkansas. But he's also going to play baseball for the Wildcats as well.
Oh.
So you can watch him play football whenever he starts playing. I guess it's a 2026 commit. But he'll be playing baseball for them too, hopefully. So if you like a two-sport athlete, I like to keep you updated on that. I don't know if he's going to become Deion Sanders or not and do it in the NFL and Major League Baseball, but let him live. Two-sport athlete in Division I college athletics. I like to highlight that.
He could be like a Kyler Murray.
So Ponatoski was a big-time baseball recruit until this past season. He started gaining a lot of football notoriety as Moeller went to the state championship game, and he was the Division I Player of the Year. I think Mr. Football in the state of Ohio. But I think his future's in baseball.
Yeah.
Just me personally.
No, but you know what, though? I should have known, Baker. You would know this guy because you do keep up on the high school sports.
You know what? You could also play with him in next year's college football game.
You tell me how he does.
That's right. You can sign him up. All right, Bishop and Friends is next. We will see you tomorrow with more chances to win Ohio State football tickets. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6 a.m. We'll see you then. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. Well, more people on the roads means more slowdowns, unfortunately, especially for folks over in Grove City this morning. If you're heading up on 71 northbound, over by Greenlawn especially, we got you at 62 miles per hour for your drive times. Other than that, for folks over on the west side, just north of West Jefferson, we have that ongoing construction out there. Crew members still on scene. Want to make sure you take it nice and easy, too. And thankfully, drivers out there are doing that. Slower drive times there, 62 miles per hour as well. Again, 70 eastbound heading into the city. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be, and if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Tri-State Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large big gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large big gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save on select bags of Doritos, Cheetos, or Tostitos. Mix and match your favorite flavors and buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.44% APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius. Or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dick's Deal Days are happening now. You won't want to miss our biggest sale of the summer. Scorecard members earn a $20 bonus reward on your purchase of $150 or more. Plus, 3 days of amazing savings start Tuesday. Check out offers for brands like Nike, Adidas, Hoka, and Stanley. And check back daily for new one-day deals Tuesday through Thursday. Score the season's hottest savings before they're gone on July 10th. Shop in the app and on Dicks.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York. Evan Cohen here. According to a recent ZipRecruiter survey, 76% of employers plan to expand headcount for 2025. If you're one of these employers, add ZipRecruiter's latest feature, Zip Intro, to your hiring plan. It does most of the work for you, so you save time. Just pick a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. You can even meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Broadcasting from the